everybody, the Toy Toy Man is back again. He's gonna do the Toy Toy dance, so take a beat and stand. Come on and toy. Yeah, toy. Come on and toy. Toy with the Toy Toy dance, Toy 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 dance. Hey, everybody, what's a dancing toy who's done low? Put on a pair of jacket pants and shuffle across the floor. And sing it, toy. Yeah, toy. Toy with the Toy Toy dance, Toy 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 dance.
Hey, stick with the toys. This here's about toys, and that I never said. Stand up.
Listen to the big shot over here. How's your show doing, huh?
Now, see here.
I'm the one who's waking now. What are you doing all day? Shopping for jelly shoes?
Why, you know, get over here. I am an...
10:02, no crossover today because the humper is somewhere. He ran out to catch a flight, which I don't know what that means, because isn't he supposed to be on tomorrow, or do we have a revised schedule that I haven't got?
Well, maybe it's a short flight.
I see. Bombs at police office in Moscow, at least 21. Things are going very well in Iraq.
Oh, we're fine.
Make no mistake about it. Don't believe any of that liberal commie pinko propaganda about dead people and stuff like that. No such thing. Although, the AP, the Associated Press, says 2 separate car bomb explosions killed at least 21 people and wounded more than 50.
By the way, Bo will be on tomorrow.
In Baghdad today. Oh, I see. See, if you ask, maybe they might tell you. It's like asking about where the hell's Pompano Park and what's going on with Torrey Stratford, all of these things. You know, inquiring minds want to... Well, I don't understand, because Bo's supposed to be on 2 to 4 tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. No, I see. Oh, I'm looking on the wrong day. You're absolutely correct. It's already on here, Bo, 7 to 10. We've got Geldy 2 to 4 tomorrow. From the Yenta Center, where the Panthers seem to win every game. They beat Washington last night 3 to 2, the Capitals. Of course, they beat them every time. That's, 16 points against the Capitals?
Yeah, that's it.
Embarrassing. So that's the only reason they're actually in that playoff race. They're like 5 points behind Atlanta for the 8th and final spot, and have to climb over some other people, too, like Toronto and the Islanders and Montreal. But nevertheless, they just win just about every day. They're kicking ice. Any interest?
No.
Anybody care?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Huh?
Just checking to see if there was some change. In downtown Baghdad, a suicide bomber detonated a vehicle at the entrance of a major crimes unit run by the Interior Ministry in Karada, killing at least 15 people there, wounding more than 30.
About 30, man.
And another bomb outside a Shiite Muslim mosque in the mostly mixed Shiite Sunni neighborhood of Shirta in southwest Baghdad killed at least 6 people, wounded 20 there.
It's not a civil war.
Roadside bombs targeting police patrols also killed 4 people in Baghdad, at least one in the nearby city of something I can't pronounce. Police said dozens of other wounded. So there's like murder and bloodshed. All of these horrible things.
All of these things.
But nobody seems to have conveyed that to your fearless leader, who just continues, bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop, like that. Clowning around. He's the class clown, you know. Here's the results of yesterday's poll. Which of Neil's comments pissed you off the most? 1,464 vote. Oh, by the way, my blood sugar was 78 this morning. I had a nice big, not huge, but an ample size. My 2 ounces of that Greenfield pasta yesterday with meat sauce that I made with like some sliced black olives and some nice ground beef that I cooked up in olive oil.
You ground yourself?
Huh?
You ground it yourself?
No, I did not grind it. I'm grinding my teeth a little bit, but not the ground beef. At any rate, had a nice, it was very satisfying and gratifying, and it was fine. And I'm losing some weight, and my blood sugar is great. And, of course, why would any fat slob want to measure their blood sugar?
Right.
1,464 votes, Mike. Let's see. None of his comments pissed me off. 1,173. We stayed just over that 80% mark. Oh, man, you can breathe easy now. 80.1%. His comments about politics, though, pissed me off the most. 67. 4.5%. They're still into that whole Bush business. His comments about blacks, 54. Oh, how about that guy in St. Louis? We'll get to that story. David Linehan. Not a good idea to be calling Condoleezza a coon on the radio. Okay, David, you idiot?
Who would do such a thing?
David Linehan. He's fired at it. Comments about blacks, 54. His comments about religion, 50. Comments about guns, 46. Hey, let's get some gun show spots on right away. Comments about callers, 29. Where the hell did that come from? Out of nowhere. Get out of here. His comments about Orthodox Jews, only 18. His comments about Cubans, 15, and that's because everybody knows whatever I say about Cubans is always true. And his comments about rednecks, 12. Doce. Solamente doce. That's what the rednecks are all saying right now, doce. In fact, most of the rednecks got a bad doce of something. Oh, speaking of that, I don't know why I don't play this more often than I do. It's a very, very popular drop-in, and for some strange reason.
There's no fags in the church.
Right. Equipped with gummy bears, this is from the New York Daily News, equipped with gummy bears, lubricant, and gay porn. I mean, what a nice combination that is, huh? Gummy bears, lubricant, and gay porn. A defrocked Pennsylvania priest was ready for sex with a boy, but instead got busted by an undercover cop, police say. Thomas Bender, 72, of Macungie, Pennsylvania. I never heard of that in my life. Do you ever hear that, Macungie?
No.
Maybe it's Macungie. Was arraigned yesterday in 1st District Court in Hempstead, Long Island, on 5 counts of first-degree disseminating indecent material to a minor and 1 count of attempting to commit a criminal sexual act. Since September 2004, cops said he engaged in online conversations with a detective who was posing as a teenager. During that year, he was grooming the boy, or boy who he thought was a 14-year-old boy, said Detective Sergeant Lucy Graziano of the Nassau County Police. He was building a relationship through trust. Gummy bears? I don't think 14-year-olds want gummy bears, do they?
Why not? Who doesn't?
Well, that's true. I don't think I ever ate gummy bears.
Well,
For the year, the conversations remained innocent, with Bender asking the boy about family, his hobbies, and his favorite candy. Oh, I see. If I'd have just shut up and kept reading this news story, this very important information. But in October 2005, he began slipping sexual comments into his instant messages and emails, and soon asked to meet the boy, police said. On 3 separate occasions, he scheduled meetings, but canceled because he feared his online buddy might be a cop, Graziano said. He finally let down his guard Tuesday, when he agreed to meet at an undisclosed location in Nassau County and fell into the trap set by the Nassau County Police. In his car, police found 3 packs of candy, gummy bears, condoms, a camera, KY jelly, and a case of Beck's beer. They also seized his laptop, which will be used in the investigation to see if he targeted any other youngsters online. Detectives also working with law enforcement in Pennsylvania and the Catholic Church, which removed Bender from the priesthood after he was convicted of abusing a teenage boy in the mid-1980s. Bender's bail was set at $200,000 or a bond or $100,000 cash. Well, Vatican ought to be able to come up with that real easy. You just sell some of that porno collection, right?
Yeah, I got it right here.
No problem. And, getting back to that guy in St. Louis, David Linehan. Talk show host fired after on-air racial slur. What an idiot. What a moron, you know? A radio personality at 550 KTRS. Now, maybe we ought to send him when he gets his next gig, send him the Condoleezza song.
Sure, you could play that. It'll go far.
We're going to play it. Radio personality at 550 KTRS in St. Louis was fired on the spot this morning. Now, this is yesterday's story, yesterday morning, after using the word coon on the air in a conversation about Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. David Linehan was dismissed after what he called an inadvertent slip of the tongue. Right. Within 20 minutes, station CEO Tim Dorsey apologized on the air. Listeners announced that Linehan, who had been with the station for less than 2 weeks, was fired. I don't know what was in Mr. Linehan's mind, Dorsey said in an interview. I know what I heard. I know it was reprehensible. Reprehensible and absolutely unbelievable. Linehan's comment was made during a discussion about Rice's credentials to become commissioner of the NFL, a topic that's, well, you know, wasn't Henry Kissinger commissioner of the soccer league or something like that, Josh?
I have no idea.
We know nothing about soccer. You would know Henry Kissinger if he came in there and started talking with a heavy German accent.
He kicked the ball on the goal, man.
Yeah, infrequently. Linehan's comment was made during a discussion about Rice's credentials to become commissioner of the NFL, a topic that's been fodder for sports talk radio since the current commissioner announced he'd retire later this year, Paul Tagliabue. Linehan was listing what assets Rice could bring to the league, including her tenure as a top academic officer at Stanford University and the fact that she's African American. She's just got a patent resume of somebody that's got such serious skill, Lenahan said on the air. She loves football. She's African-American, which would be kind of a big coon. Oh, my God, I'm totally sorry for that, okay? I didn't mean that. That was just a slip of the tongue, Lenahan later said. He meant to use the word coup, C-O-U-P. Now, let me ask you, don't they have a dump button at KTRS?
I wonder.
I mean, some of us have dumped ourselves on more than one occasion, as
Absolutely.
you are aware.
Yes.
I mean, when you're talking spontaneously for hours every day, every now and then you might blurt something out, although I don't think that big coon is something.
No.
Reached at home, Lenahan said he was still trying to figure out what happened and was drafting a letter of apology to Rice. I was trying to say quite a coup, but it came out coon, he said. I caught myself and apologized. It wasn't anything I meant to say. I never used that word. No, I'm sure he doesn't. I can only imagine the one he uses frequently. I think she's a fantastic woman, he said. I was even talking about if she ran for president, I'd work on her campaign.
Yeah, maybe now he can.
A lot of time to do that now. He said his biggest fear is that his choice of words tarnished the image of St. Louis and the baseball team, which is a part owner of the station. Oh, and of course those good old Catholic St. Louisans, man. Wow. Cardinals, and then of course KMOX. Very Catholic city, St. Louis. I don't know what that's got to do with Condoleezza. Is she Catholic? Do we know?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was my dream job, he said. Now, then he said ratings were going well. It kind of stinks. He's been there for less than 2 weeks. There are no ratings every week. How would he know ratings were going well? That's a lie. That is just garbage. Sounds like Pharrell. It was my dream job, he said, yeah. Lenahan, who had previously been with radio station KGNU, as in new, was part of the recently reshuffled lineup of KTRS since half the station was acquired by the St. Louis Cardinals, and he had a morning talk show. But now he's fired it. Less than 2 weeks. Not a good start, David. How about selling used cars? Sounds like a hell of a good deal. Sell some of them used crappers from New Orleans would be good. Some of them junkers. Think that's a good idea?
Sure.
Sounds like right up his alley. Or come to work in our sales department. We got a lot of losers. We specialize in losers. Boozers and losers. 624 votes on today's poll. We did this one years ago. I'm bringing back some of the oldie moldies in case you haven't noticed.
Yes, I
Other than WQAM, which radio station you listen to the most? And, of course, we had to add Sirius and XM and some other ones. Like Radio Suave, El Caracon, which Colombian, which we don't have any. I don't listen to other stations, 126. 20% of our crowd don't listen to other stations, thank God. Sirius 91, that couldn't be Howard, could it? WINZ 64. Waxy 790, the ticket, only 57. See, that's because that's our audience, not the sports audience, our audience. They're like in fourth spot here. XM 54. WIOD 44. Big 34. That must be the Ron and Paul crowd. Magic 31. That's the Ricky Ticky crowd. And, of course, what's his name that's been in the market 100 years? Ron St. John.
Oh, that, yeah.
WLRN. Sorry for the late edition. It was an oversight on my part. 23. Because I don't never listen to what you do, though. Right?
Yes. And
we say that with all apology to our friends.
So that's me.
Right.
That's all I listen to is the morning news.
But how come you're so newsy? WKIS 19, the coast 16. It's 82 along the coast. WLVE Love 12 Suds. Zeta 15. Well, is it really Zeta anymore? Whatever it is now.
Yeah.
10. I'm sorry, 10 votes. See, that I should have changed. What is it now? What is it?
Mega. Latin and proud.
No, I thought WMGE was mega. See, I should have changed some of these because this is the old poll from like 4 years ago or more. Well, Zeta, they know what that is. 94.9. 10. WRMF 9. WVUM 8. Bush League College Radio like us, although not as embarrassing. Power 96 8. KPX 7. Piper High. EDR 5. Y100 4. TMI 4. Well, there is no more TMI. See, I screwed up bad on this. But I don't know what the call letters are. Huh? Well, I don't know what the call letters are.
Well, you could look them up.
Huh?
You could look them up.
Who could look them up? You look it up.
You could have. We
can. You do something. Well, I didn't. Radio Suave, none, and WMG Smegma, none, which I don't think that's anymore either, is it? Let's straighten out some of these call letters right away and get this over to Eric so we can make the changes. So we don't look more foolish than usual. Please.
This is Neil Rogers. This
TMI, my ass, Bob Green.
Lollipop, little boy?
No!
He started out a regular guy who joined the rectory. and made the ultimate sacrifice, embracing celibacy.
Rectum.
Father O'Toole, amen. Fun, holding food. Father O'Toole, altering boys, amen. As time went by, his earthly needs compromised his choice. He found a way to get relief by altering young boys. Father O'Toole, amen. Holding food. Father O'Toole, altering boys, amen. He was happy and gay till he got caught by some tattletale. Then the Vatican paid everyone off, and he didn't have to go to jail. Father O'Toole, amen. Holding food. Father O'Toole, altering boys, amen. They sent him to a priest retreat where they genuflect and pray. If it was you or it was me, they'd lock us up and throw the keys away. Father O'Toole,
Rock solid.
amen. Holding food. Father O'Toole, altering boys, amen. Father O'Toole, amen. Holding food. Father O'Toole, amen.
There's no fact in the church.
Yeah, we know. 20 after 10. Okay, here's the deal. I got the latest rating thing out here. We'll have to try to transpose.
Okay.
There's many stations that I left off of there.
We found, or Eric found, I should say,
Attaboy, Eric.
a current online list, but he wants to know what to do now. Do we reset the poll with these new findings or what?
What do you mean by that? Oh, I see what you're saying.
He doesn't know what to do.
Start all over again? How are we going to get to 1,000 if we do that?
That is the question.
We got 650 votes on
That
there,
is
man.
the question.
660. No, don't do that.
Being asked.
Messed up all my plans like Tessio said in The Godfather.
I'll fax this to you.
Fax me what?
This list here.
Well, no, I don't need your list because I got stations that we left off. Now, Josh can add some of these on. Correct?
Yeah.
WAMR, Radio Amor. WAMR, got it? How did we live? Did we have Hot on there? We don't even have Hot 105 on there. Boy, this is a bad job by me. I pride myself in my poll work, and this was not good. This is because I took an old one from years ago, and of course,
things change in broadcasting.
By the way, I watched the whole Larry King show last night with Mike Wallace. It was a good show. I can't believe it. I can't even believe it. I watched the whole, and I shouldn't even admit that on the air. That's embarrassing. And my favorite part of the show was when Larry turned to Mike and said,
Loan me $50.
that was good. And Mike said,
No.
no way. That was good. Hot 105, WHQT, got it?
We got it. He's writing it.
WCMQ. Your people, some of them will be marking that down. Do we have EDR even on here? Oh, yeah, we do, don't we? I'm sure we got that. Huh? Yeah, we got it. It's got 5 votes. Pardon us while we go through and jigger the poll. Oh, I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Did we got KISS? Yeah, we got KISS. Got 20 votes. Oh, my. 20 of our people listen to KISS? That must be Joe Bell's crowd. Wow. We thought it was going to be swell with Joe Bell, and now we're all going to, well, let's see. WXDJ. I don't even know what that is. It's another no speak it English, I'm sure. But we want to get them all on there. WXDJ. Got it?
Got it.
WMIB. Now, that's one we shouldn't have left off. Men in Black. WHDR. Now, that's the one. Let's see. We got to change. Eric, we got to change one of them to HDR. Which one is that? Now, you should know this.
I got it here. Mainstream urban, it says. Wait, no, that's EDR. I'm looking on this list.
What's the frequency?
I'm looking for it on the list.
Kenneth?
HDR, 93.1. Miami Rock, it says.
Well, 93.1 used to be...
yeah, that's the new rock station. It used to be TMI, and it used to be the dance
TMI,
music.
okay, so change WTMI to WHDR. Eric, please.
This list is incomplete, but it does have all the formats, so I'm sending it to you anyway.
Will you listen to me? I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a station that's not even rated on here, we're not going to put it on our poll, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, we got to change WTMI to WHDR because Cox Broadcasting they lied to the public when they bought TMI. Oh, we're never going to take the classical music of it, and then like about 6 months later, well, there it went. Not that I care, because classical music is for suits. Let's see. WQAM. I remember that one. The station that eats your heart out. WMGE. That's already on there. It still exists. We have to change that. It doesn't have any audience. Now, what is that? Radio Smegma.
WMGE.
Is that the one that used to be She?
It says Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's the one that they flipped over to Espanol. That is correct. Oh, God. What a disaster. WRMA, not to be confused with WARRMR, more. Not Radio Amor. This is Radio Romancia. RMA, you got it?
Got it.
RTO, WRTO, Radio Ritmo, another no-speaking English. Good. Do we have any English speaking stations left? No. WQBA, La Cubanissima. How come we left that off of there? Huh?
I don't know. You forgot.
WAQI, that's Radio Mambi. Radio Mambi. All the old Julios listen to that. WAQI. In fact, the frequency on it is 790. No, I'm sorry, that's 710. That's what GBS used to be. Sorry, Ken Malden. How's Ken doing? He okay?
He's fine.
Good.
I think.
Let's see. WAVS. Don't even put that on there. It's like, I don't know what that is. An MBM. You can put WMBM, I guess. All right, let's put them all on there. WAVS, WMBM. And then, of course, WFTL, which is that 850 that your buddy P.D. Lenny was on for about 5 minutes until he became the regional whatever for Cox Broadcasting in Orlando, what he's calling this show. So let's get WFTL on there. That's where Norma Kent worked for a couple of weeks. WJNA. Am I leaving anything off? Well, WKET, don't put that on there. It's silly. And WWFE, Radio Fay. What do you say at Radio Fay? Sounds awfully...
No.
Gay. Yeah. So I think that's it. Does that cover it like a blanket?
Good enough for me.
Well, what happened to... but Zeta, we don't want to leave that on there as Zeta. It's not Zeta no more. What's the colors of that abortion now?
The 94.9?
Yeah.
WMGE.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me. Radio Smegma? Now, so we've got a duplication there then. We need to take Zeta. How do we do that?
Take it off. There's no such thing.
Yeah, that's right. Take off Zeta, and the 10 goofballs that voted for that are going to have to... See, they don't even know what the call letters are, because we got MG on there, MGE. That goes to show, but a great job. Cheap Channel did again. That's their station, right? Yeah. Oh, God. What a business, man. What a horrendous business. I'm begging you people out there, don't even ever visit a radio station, even if you want a prize, which you probably won't get it anyway. But if you want a prize, send somebody else. Send them in a cab to pick up the prize. You don't want to see Carlos anyway. Legislation, speaking of the radio business, legislation that would raise fines for indecent broadcast could be put on hold if Senator Ted Stevens gets his way. Now, this is a real right-wing Nazi, by the way, from Alaska.
He's a nut.
He is. He's almost in the league with Sam Brownback. The Senate Commerce, they probably shower together. The Senate Commerce Committee chairman wants to place a hold on pending legislation to see whether a new industry-backed educational initiative promoting technology to block offensive TV programming adequately addresses concerns about off-color content, according to TV Week. While the delay is television-related, it would also indirectly mean an increase in fines for radio would be put on hold. That education campaign is just beginning. It's my hope that members of Congress who are working on this legislation with us will permit that campaign to run for a while to determine whether this education of the public really will result in a better understanding of how to protect children without legislation, said Stevens, while speaking at a conference sponsored by the trade group CompTel, according to TV Week. The campaign Stevens referred to is being launched within 3 months by TV broadcasters along with cable and satellite companies to inform consumers about technology such as the V-chip that would block objectionable content. Objectionable, like anything that some of these Farbissen don't like. We ought to assess the need for such legislation, I think, after the marketplace has worked, said Stevens. He also added, I fear we could go too far and once again end up with a decision that what we attempt to do is unconstitutional and ruin the progress we've already achieved. Yeah, unconstitutional. Like messing with our freedom of speech, okay? You jackass. You right-wing lunatic, you. You slimeball. You scum. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, George.
This is Neil Rogers. This
of the Earth.
is
How's that?
560.
Can you say that's going to be better?
What a format?
No.
Every time I'm booked to appear, all those times it's just as you feared. The show is gone. Sorry, guys. Try later on.
bad. It's even on the Liv Tyler website, the story about Aerosmith canceling their concerts.
Yeah, he's got issues.
Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler will endure throat surgery this week, forcing the band to cancel the remaining 12 dates on their North American tour with Cheap Trick, reports Reuters. After the surgery, Tyler will be unable to sing for 2 to 3 months. The band has been touring since last October in support of their live CD, DVD Rockin' the Joint. Their spring tour was supposed to last till April 15 when it would have wrapped up in Sacramento, California. Aerosmith's already canceled 8 shows since March 4. Fans can get refunds for canceled shows at all points of purchase. And while he's having that throat surgery, you might as well get some little face work done too, you know? Because as much as I love Aerosmith's music, he's looking more and more, like I told you a couple of weeks ago, like an old lady than ever before. Not that it's something new, you're right, but like a real old lady, you know? With a big mouth.
Happens to everyone.
Of course, we know a lot of old ladies with big mouth.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, here's somebody who faxes and says it was an enjoyable show, meaning Larry King last night, that I mentioned about with Mike Wallace. But it says, isn't Chris Wallace, yeah, he had the son on, Chris Wallace, part of the propaganda network of Fox, and Mike a little bit more liberal? Well, if you have to ask me that, you weren't watching very closely, because they talked about that, the fact that Chris works for Fox, and has met the El Presidente Bush and shaken his hand, yada yada, and Karl Rove won't let Bush anywhere near Mike Wallace. And Bush said, and Mike said, well, he works for Fox, and it was like that, you know. It was a good show, very rare, but it was a good show. Speaking of good shows, I didn't see it. Shame on me. Well, I was watching Larry King. You know, an old fart like me, Larry needs me badly. But young punks like you, now, did Josh watch South Park?
Of course I did.
Oh, well, excuse me.
It's like a religion for us.
Excuse me. What religion might that be?
South Parkism.
Isaac Hayes' chef character got a true South Park send-off last night, seemingly killed but mourned as a jolly old guy whose brains were scrambled by the Super Adventure Club. The thinly disguised satire continued the show's feud with Scientologists in its 10th season premiere on Comedy Central. And they didn't, I told you they weren't going to repeat that one about in the closet. I told you that.
Yeah, Josh, you owe them some money.
He kept saying over and over, now it's on again, they're going to put it on again. It'll be back. The soul singer has voiced the chef character in South Park since 1997, but left recently because of what he called the animated show's religious intolerance and bigotry. Founders Matt Stone, and I wonder what that guy in St. Louis would have called Isaac Hayes, huh?
Chef.
Founders Matt Stone and Trey Parker said Hayes, a Scientologist, was mad that South Park mocked the religion in an episode last November. A rerun of that Scientology episode was mysteriously pulled off the air last week amid published reports that actor Tom Cruise, another Scientologist, had used his clout to bury it. A Cruise spokesman denied that. Hayes didn't participate in making Wednesday's episode. The character's lines appeared to be patched together through tapes of past dialogue. Appeared to be patched. You know, I mean, I heard that one clip, and you'd have to be a moron not to realize that was the idea. That was part of the humor, which these people are too dull to get. Yeah, too stupid, too slow.
Quite on purpose. It was like Dwayne's
right. Chef repeatedly said he wanted to make sweet love to the South Park elementary school kids. It seems the Super Adventure Club turns its members into child molesters. The children try to rescue Chef, but in the end he turns to head back to the Super Adventure Club till he falls off a bridge onto the rocks, is burned, stabbed, and mauled by a mountain lion and bear. Then he apparently dies. A lot of us don't agree with the choices the chef has made the last few days. One of the children eulogizes him at a funeral. Some of us feel hurt and confused that he seemed to turn his back on us. But we can't let the events of the past few weeks take away the memories of how Chef made us smile. We shouldn't be mad at Chef for leaving us, the eulogy concludes. We should be mad at the fruity little club for scrambling his brains. The door for Hayes' return wasn't completely closed. In the show's final scene, members of the Super Adventure Club try to revive Chef. It's not clear he's really dead. And then what was it about that Darth Chef?
Darth Chef, yeah. They revive him as
they revive him and back his Darth Chef. How do you like that? And how come time made OJ so dark, black? 5670560, pound 560. Let's look at that schedule today if we're really daring. So Bowie's on tomorrow morning. I see. No Humper tomorrow. Got Geldy at 2 this afternoon. In the wake of another Panther victory, 3-2, they held on for dear life against the Capitals. They got 69 points now, if we can say that. Curtis, no Mad Dog today either. Boy, what's going on? What is going on? Curtis for Mad Dog at Hooters Doral, 4 to 6:50. Marlins on deck at that hour, and then, of course, 7:05, the Marlins and the Mets. Jupiter, exhibition is baseball. Eddie K follows Marlins baseball tonight. How'd you like to follow that? Fate worse than death. Okay, let's see how we're doing on this poll now that we got... nice job, by the way, Eric. 704 votes. Oh, we'll make that 1,000 easy. See, if we'd have started all over again, you'd have messed up all my plans on the 1,000-vote club. It would cost Josh a lot of money, too. Cost him beaucoup bucks. I don't listen to other stations. 134. Other than QM, what are the radio stations you listen to most? That's the question. No others. 134. 19%. Well, God bless them. In fact, I'll guarantee you right now.
Oh, God.
We'll bless them for what good that'll do. Sirius 105. Are you serial? WINZ 75. Waxy 790 64. XM 60. They must like Martha Stewart. Now, who is it that's on XM? Or maybe they're just rednecks.
Oprah.
Oh, that's right. Oprah's on XM. Boy, you got a nose for Oprah. Doesn't take a big one, though, to smell that. WIOD 48. Big 41. Magic 34. WLRN 32. See, thank God we put that on there. Because they're so newsy, you know. WKIS 22. Coast 16. Gloves 94 12. The Dirty Dozen. WMGE 11. See, now that worked out fine. We swapped over to that, and I guess they figured out what that is. WRMF 10. WVUM 9. How's that possible? Power 96 9. KPX 8. KPX is right on VUM's ass. EDR 6. Y100. What? It's got only 4. That's not our crowd. Teeny boppers. WHDR 4. And none yet for JNA, FTL, Waves, WABS, MBM. I wonder what the BM stands for in that station. Radio Mambi, Wacky, none. WQBA, La Cubanissima, none. Radio Ritmo, none. Well, those people ain't going to be listening here. Radio Romancia, none. WHDR is on there again. Isn't that on there twice?
Is it? I mean, who knows what might have happened.
No, wait a minute. Maybe I'm just imagining things. No, I guess not. I would have sworn a lot.
Don't swear.
No, HDR, none. WMIB, Men in Black, none. WXDJ, none. CMQ, none. See, no, we don't have any of them. Those are your people. Those are the Banana Boat crowd. Hot, none. WAMR, Radio Amor, none. And Radio Suave, none. We got no Colombians, baby. Maybe that's why you ain't got enough of that good stuff. I'm not talking about that wacky weed. I'm talking more up the different kind of line. You know what I'm saying?
Bananas? Oh, that.
Those kind of lines. 20 till 11 at 560 WQAM. Beachford has gone mad. It's madness in March all this month at Beachford. They just missed having a record month last month, so they plan to break that record this month. Right now, extended cab Ford F-150s are as low as $249 a month with $995 down plus fees with approved credit and 39-month lease. Madness in March at Beachford means you must be mad not to take advantage of rebates and discounts up to $10,000 on all new and used vehicles. If you're not in the market for a new car but know somebody who is, send them into Beachford, because if they take delivery in March, Beachford will send you $200 in cash just for sending them in. And that money comes from their advertising budget, so they won't tack it onto your friend's price. Don't miss out on this once-a-year event. Beachford's Madness in March going on right now. Extended cab Ford F-150 as low as $249 a month. Discounts and rebates up to $10,000 and $200 just for sending in a friend. So get your fat ass in there real soon. Beachford is located 2 miles east of the Golden Glades on 163rd Street, West Dixie Highway. I guarantee you won't love your Beachford experience. And when you go in there, say, "Oh, Paulie, won't see him no more."
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Oh, Paulie, won't see him no more.
560 WQAM presents Who Did Mo? With Mo Halliday.
Yeah. Mo Halliday, David, whatever it is. Now, you listen to me. I got unfinished business with that there about Iraq. I stand before you now with my previous statement firmly in hand. There ain't no National Guard in Iraq, see? National Guard? How about to know?
Hey, now, what they gonna be in there? When you fall in?
Oh, but I mean, now I'm doing my thing here.
What do you gotta do in there for?
Better at 2 sticks, knucklehead. Now scram. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah. And another thing. Who's done more for the war in Iraq? Ginger Baker's Air Force or Joe Kerns in a pith helmet? Ah? Well, that's pith, Joyce. As in, pith. Nobody knows what I said anyway. But don't stop me now. I'm on fire, Dad, like skizzy cats. Why, I'm the skizziest. Now, on a personal note, this new life of leisure ain't bad. Why, I'll have you know I'm now the heartthrob of skeletal women by the pool. They like my nice back. I got 'em playing strip mahjong. But I want to tell you, these broads look like Mike Chertoff and Drag. Boy, I still got it, huh? Bet you wish you had me back. Well, not on your life. There ain't no chance you'll ever see me in that smelly dump again, see? Well,
Exactly. 10:45. You never know. Like a bad penny, he might come back to the scene of the slime. 567. And we're going to take a few calls today or what? I'm thinking about it. Maybe one or two. Here's one. QAM. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm calling to let you know that I know some of your buddies like Joe Zagacki and Pete Bolger. I used to do Bolger's pool, and once in a while when I had to go, I'd pee on his house.
Good thinking.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. You're still
yeah,
on.
and also,
yeah,
you know,
okay.
Jamaica.
Go away. Wow. That was good. That's one of Petey Bolger's boyfriends. I'll be
some more of those.
Yeah. That was really good. Like I said, let's take about 4,000 of those today. I'm in the mood for it. Although I do have to leave. Let's slap a tape on because I got to leave about 11:15. I got to catch a plane to Woodbine. WQAM, hello. Oh, God. That was the all-time worst, wasn't it?
Weak. Very weak.
Doesn't even come close. That was the all-time worst fake anybody. That was like a fake human. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I just wanted to comment on that blonde teacher who was molesting the kid.
Yeah.
Can't believe she's not getting any jail time. If it was a male who did that to a female student...
Oh, he'd have gotten... They're throwing the key away, right? He'd be on death row right now.
Lock him up and throw away the key. What a
right.
country we live in, right? Females can do anything they want.
Well, but that's the public. See, that's not just the system. That's the public. You know, if it's a young kid getting on with some teacher, some hot teacher especially, oh, yeah, you go, boy, you go. You know, it's like that.
That's right.
But if it's their daughter getting, or if it would have been a male teacher doing stuff with a kid, it would have been kill him. Just bring him out and let's get a lynch mob. I mean, it's just, they're all over the place.
Glad you understand.
I do understand. That's the American effing way, man.
That's right. Especially when they're hot looking like Debbie.
Right, that's right. Like she was. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. Listen, you used to have a bit with that chef guy. Do you still play that or no?
Oh, chocolate salty balls. I don't got that no more.
Oh, you don't have it?
We have it here, but
George
you're not going to hear it.
We don't want to play chocolate salty balls. Donna Chalet, they get all bent out of shape over at UM.
All right, Neil.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we can play that. There's nothing wrong with that bit. In fact, I think it's fairly long, if you ask me. We could play like an endless loop between now and...
Sure? I'd love to fire it off, but I don't know about it.
You don't? Well, we could always, bail out in midstream and dump it. Well, let's not go there, okay?
All right.
Why do we have to play... I mean,
I'm already on my way.
Incarnation anyway. That's before we knew that he was even a Scientologist.
Well, like Stan said in the eulogy, we'd like to remember the chef that was. Before that fruity little club screwed with his head.
Right. And would those guys come out of the closet already, or what? God. In fact, you know something? That would be a great episode when they come later in the season. They open the door, and not only is John Travolta in there along with Tommy Cruise, but Chef is in there too, and R. Kelly. Oh no! Don't play that.
Huh? You said it was all right.
And I did not say that at all. I said you're going to get joiced.
You said it was
all right. Yeah, that's what Mad Dog said. He's not even working.
Just about bonbons.
Yeah.
A half a stick of butter.
Excuse me, but I do believe that's not...
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. We got a lot of call today on here today, man. They're like foaming at the mouth. They're ready. They're ready for action today. And I am too. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes.
I was wondering if I could add WRGP to your poll.
What is it?
WRGP.
What is that?
It's FIU, student radio.
FIU's got a student station? I'll be damned. Now, what kind of crap do they... I mean, what do they play?
It's kind of like VUM, but without all the crap.
I see. Well, that says a lot. Okay, thanks a lot. We'll get it right on.
All right, thanks.
FIU's got a radio station. We got a caller from FIU. How do you like that? I'm not really sure what that was. WRGP. Is that what he said?
That's what I thought he said.
WRGP or WRPP? I'm not really sure which one he said. I think GP. I know what it was. 730 vote on the poll. We'll get to 1,000. And boy, Eric almost messed up my whole life today. Wouldn't be the first time. Wanted to start all over again. Can you even imagine that?
Just asking. He wasn't wanting. He just didn't know what you wanted to do.
He gets to be a little spastic. He doesn't understand. You think after all this time he'd get it? It's an ego trip for us. We want to get 1,000 votes. We don't care if the question is like paper or plastic. We don't care. If we get 1,000 votes, it makes us proud, you know? Aren't you proud?
No.
You'd be proud of this call line 9, QAM Eddie line.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, what are the chances of getting those Vegas-style slot machines on our bullet train?
I told you. More online.
Yeah, you were right.
I know that. When's the last time we got like a real call on line 9? You know, we used to get
line
the call
9?
from New York. Remember that?
Yeah.
We had a few on there. I don't even give that number out, and rightfully so. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Plus, I don't know what it is. Yes, sir.
Got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Read a story about a kid winning a poker tournament, $1 million.
And
he gets $600,000 out of that.
Right, you got to pay taxes, which is ridiculous.
Now, I think you were asked this question so many times, but what the hell do they do with that money for taxes?
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you're paying $400,000 for taxes, I mean, and we're in a deficit and all that other good stuff.
What do you mean, what do they do with it? The same thing they do with your tax money and my tax money. They pee it down the drain, baby. They're busy buying armaments to kill more people in Iraq, to sacrifice more soldiers. That's what they're doing with it. What kind of a question is that? What are they doing with the money? Peeing it.
Right.
They open up the Farrah faucet, man, and they just pee it away.
It goes right to Halliburton and Bechtel.
Or somewhere, yeah. It goes right in Dick Cheney's retirement fund.
Right in his pocket.
Right. Goes right into Rumsfeld's bird flu fund. Oh, God. I'm telling you, man. Even Jesse James would be embarrassed by this crowd. Even Bonnie and Claude wouldn't believe what's going on now. These are the Robin Hood in reverse. I told you that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these people are. Robin Hood in reverse. Steal from the poor, give to the rich. And how about some more tax cuts for the rich? Hey, I'll take it. See, I got a whole different attitude now. Because if you knew how much I pay in taxes, you'd probably fall off the chair there, right? Well, you got a pretty good idea, probably. I'll tell you in the morning.
Yeah, I got an idea.
Well, it's sickening. And I say we go on a tax protest. You try it first, though.
All right.
I mean, in your case, they won't miss that. Maybe Josh can go on a tax protest. If they miss that, they must really be watching real close. How's that deal of yours coming, by the way?
There is no deal.
I see. Let's make a deal. Not. Oh, and speaking of that, I didn't watch the show. I saw it was on last night. What do they call that show? That's a ripoff, Deal or No Deal. Now, you talk about a really transparent ripoff of Let's Make a Deal. I mean, I saw the promo for that. That's all that is. I bet you Monty Hall is just, he's peeing all over the place. Good Jewish or Canadian boy, Monty Hall. He's still alive, by the way. What about Jay, what's his name? What was his name? That I keep asking you that. We don't know what it was.
Jay.
The guy that used to bring the prizes. You never saw Let's Make a Deal?
Yeah, I saw Let's Make a Deal.
He used to bring the stuff on, and he used to schlep out those different
little
like
TV
coffee
trays.
tables. That's it, right? Like TV trays with prizes on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were. I guess it was a low-budget show. Jay Stewart, that's what it was. Boy, I'm telling you, no kin to Dan Stewart.
Oh, we're fine.
Can you really believe that Dan Stewart is dead? I mean, it's just, I don't know. You know?
Going around, yeah.
No, I'm serious. All the different people over the years, what was his name? Larry Knight, a.k.a. Larry Stein was his real name, that worked with me in Kalamazoo and in Sturgis, Michigan, years and years ago in the 60s. And he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? He was at GBS very briefly, and he's dead. He was a young guy. And like Dan Stewart, he was a young guy. Couldn't have been like more than 40-something, right?
Right.
Dead. Boy, oh boy, it's just a scary kind of a thing. And I did see when I was home, Brian Andrews was on one of the channels there, little Brian Andrews, speaking of.
Blaming.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes,
you know
sir.
the story you reported earlier about the DJ was a coon? Oh, oops, I mean a coup. Hey, I was wondering if I could touch your pole.
Yeah, I bet it wouldn't be the first time. Boy, oh boy, talk about out of control.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what station he's from. Probably across the street. Probably works in sales over there. And by the way, you folks over there at the ticket, you ought to be kissing each other on the lips. You ought to be so excited about what's going on with our sales department. See, what did I tell you? These guys were supposed to come in now, the new regime, and they were going to clean up all the mess that Greg left behind, and Screwan, and what was his name? Whatever it was.
What was his
Raymond Burr, Chris Raymond Burr. What was his name? Curtis. Guess what? You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing but a mess. We can't get a straight answer. Have you seen the Duffmeister lately? Speaking of...
You fairy. I don't care who you are. You fairy.
Huh?
I saw him yesterday. He's not going to be in today.
Oh, I see. Why is that?
I don't know. Something.
We got an awful lot of that. We're not going to be in today stuff going on in this place. That's the thing that bugs me. And the way I look at it, if you're working like and getting paid especially a decent amount of cash, show up every stinking day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my idea, except me. Except when it starts in the summertime. And boy, not that I'm counting the days or the weeks or the months. Under 3 months till that summer schedule. George, then they will fear you. Then you'll be dangerous.
Hey, everybody!
Yeah, let's play chocolate salty balls until about 4 this afternoon.
This is Neil Rogers.
More than one share, Mo.
This is 560.
We have the transmitter off and get better than one.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Said Bush wasn't right, turning his back on Katrina that night. They're pushing us to the left and right again. All the bloggers are talking smack. Better not talk about Iraq. I've got a bad feeling Karl Rove will attack. Am I facing forward to a big southern back? I'll be sent where the left-wingers go. My top secret prison or can get moved. Every night be traced and listened to. Raise our kids under house arrest. Get called names after one protest. And take our music where they made that Dixie Chicks go. Where the left-wingers go.
It's 11 o'clock, boys and girls, at 560 WQAM. We got Geldy at 2 o'clock. Enough said. After posting the performance contracts of artists like Bruce Springsteen, the Rolling Stones, and U2, the Smoking Gun has finally obtained the backstage demands of a real rock star. That's right, below you'll find a copy of Vice President Dick Cheney's standard tour rider. The document is provided to hotels where Cheney will be bunking and lists how the Republican poll's downtime suite needs to be outfitted. While the Vice President's requests are pretty modest, no extract the brown M&M demands here, Cheney does like his suite at a comfy 68 degrees. And, of course, all the TVs need to be preset to Fox News Channel. Decaf coffee should be ready upon his arrival, along with 4 cans of caffeine-free Diet Sprite. And when Cheney's traveling with his wife, Lynn, the second family suite needs an additional 2 bottles of sparkling water. Mrs. Cheney's H2O should be either Calistoga or, curiously, Perrier, a favored beverage of French terrorism appeasers. The document prepared by the Vice President's advance team was obtained by the Smoking Gun after it was provided to a hotel employee prior to a Cheney visit. When we asked Cheney's spokesperson, Jenny Mayfield, about the document's reference to gifts that hotels might leave in the suite for the Vice President, she told us she was unable to address the question since she hadn't seen the downtime requirements rider. In fact, she asked for a copy, which we declined to provide. Oh. At our source's request, we blacked out the handwritten name and Washington, D.C. phone number of a Cheney staffer. As for notations regarding extra lamps, specific newspapers, and the carafe, it's unclear whether they were added by an advance team staff or a hotel official. And here it is. Queen or king-size bed in a connecting room to the parlor, desk with chair, private bat room, all lights turned on, temperature set to 68 degrees, all TVs tuned to Fox News. Please let the advance office know if it is satellite or cable TV. Microwave, coffee pot in the suite, brew decaf prior to arrival, container for ice, and the location of where the ice maker is located. The location of where it's located. Bottled water, 4 to 6 bottles. Diet caffeine-free Sprite, 4 cans. I didn't even know they made caffeine-free Sprite. Did you?
I think Sprite is caffeine-free, automatically.
That's what I thought. Like 7-Up.
Yeah.
Sparkling water, Calistoga or Perrier, 2 bottles if Mrs. Cheney's traveling with the Vice President. Hotel restaurant menu. Please also fax a copy of the advance orifice. Newspapers, New York Times, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, and a local paper. If the hotel would like to put a gift in the suite, please let the advance office know ASAP. Also, please make sure someone from the team or a super volunteer on radio is there to receive the motorcade upon arrival. Your Vice President in action.
That's actually pretty modest considering what other people demand.
Yeah, exactly.
The Inquirer prints what the celebrities want.
As long as they got Fox News Channel, the lights on 58 degrees, he's a happy camper, and the restaurant menu so he can fill his fat face.
And the marching band
put more stress on that heart. Put a lot more stress on that heart. Other than WQAM, what radio station do you listen to most is our poll question today on NeilRogers.com. 750 votes. 750. We'll make that 1,000, won't we? Yes. You'll see. Have no doubt. I don't listen to any other station. 145, that's 19%. 146, it's zooming up there. 19.1%. Sirius, 112. WINZ, that's Scare America, 84. Waxy, 790, that's The Ticket, 71. Greg Kotex. XM, 64. WIOD, 50. Oh, my God. 50. We're talking Rush. We're talking the Schmidtmeister. What's that jackass Glenn Beck rhymes with Drek? WBGG 42. Got to be Paul and Old Ron, ain't it?
Yeah,
WLRN 37. Magic 34. Oh, God, if they ever played good music, it'd be a miracle. If they played the Miracles, it would be great. WKIS 25. Kiss This. Coast 16. Love 13. Power 96 12. WRMF 11. WMGE. Radio Smegma 11. WVUM 9. WKPX 8. WHDR 7. EDR 6. How about WODR, the odor on your radio dial? Now, what kind of a name? You're right, Quadrivian, those missing kids. What kind of a name is that?
It sounds like
Purvis
an evil
is bad
alien
enough,
overlord.
I've actually heard people named Purvis, but Quadrivian?
Yeah, it's Dr. Doom.
No wonder he ran away. Y100, let's see, EDR 6, Y104, WQBA La Cubanissima 1. Wow, Radio Amor, wow, 1. We got one finally. None for WRGP, that's the FIU station. None, 0, even a kid that called in. WJNA, WFTL, Waves, MBM, Radio Mambi, Radio Ritmo, WRMA, Radio Romancia, MIB, XDJ, CMQ, Hot, SUA, Radio Suave, La Colombanissima, none. All of those have the big fat like that. Even Mo would be embarrassed by a number like that. Now, seriously, how can you do a one share on this station? In fact, we still got some people on there that are doing numbers that are so embarrassing to me. But nevertheless, longtime AP correspondent ousted from job in Vermont. The longtime chief correspondent for the Associated Press in Vermont has been forced out of his job, stunning the state's journalists and politicians. Christopher Graff, 52. I wonder if he's kin to Steffi Graff. A writer who was in charge of the AP's Vermont bureau in Montpelier was told Monday he no longer had a job. Fired it. The move came after he put a partisan column on the wire, and as the news agency is consolidating some of its bureaus across state lines. Mr. Graff, a 27-year Associated Press employee and host of Vermont This Week on Vermont Public TV for more than a decade, said he couldn't discuss the matter because he had signed a non-disclosure agreement. But speaking of news articles yesterday about losing his job, he said, it's a little like reading your obituary prematurely. Jack Stokes, spokesman for the AP in New York, confirmed that Mr. Graff was no longer with the company and said the AP didn't discuss personnel issues. That's always the cop-out, you know. We don't discuss personnel issues, especially when we screw people over. Candace Page, longtime reporter, former managing editor of the Burlington Free Press, said the phone lines were burning up around the state. He's a solid journalist. I can't imagine why the AP would fire him. Emerson Lynn, editor and publisher of the St. Albans Messenger, said one clue to Mr. Graff's departure might have been the AP's having told him this month that it was inappropriate for him to have posted a column by Senator Patrick Leahy, Democrat of Vermont, on the wire. Mr. Lynn said that for the last 2 years, the AP had prepared a package of articles about Sunshine Week in which media organizations advocate openness in government. Senator Leahy had written a column highly critical of the Bush administration on the matter for the American Society of Newspaper Editors. The column said, for example, that the foundations of our open government are under direct assault from the first family in from the first White House in modern times that is openly hostile to the public's right to know. On March 8th, Mr. Graff posted Mr. Leahy's column on an advance wire that carries material that can be used at a later date. He had attached an editor's note saying Mr. Leahy was asked by the American Society of Newspaper Editors his thoughts on the status of the right to know for use in Sunshine Week. The AP removed the column from the advance wire within an hour, advised newspapers not to run it. There you go, you see. Dan Rather gets canned, this guy gets canned. That poor guy in St. Louis gets canned just because he said that there was a bloodless coup when they stole the 2 elections. Is that what he said, a coup?
That's right.
There was a big, fat, bloodless coup is what he said.
Chew.
Oh, God, like them pigeons out there. WQAM, hello.
That's right.
QAM.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen. Have you ever heard of Billy Graham speak?
Have I ever heard of Billy Graham speak? Is that language?
No.
Is that like double speak?
No, like I was channel surfing last night, and I just happened to listen to him for a couple of minutes. I got scared, Neil.
Scared for what?
Because the way he speaks about what's going on in the world and everything, it's. I mean, believe it or not, whether you like it or not, Neil, your show has a lot of influence.
No,
now, you say on your show that you're atheist, that you don't believe in God. Now, we know that because that might be your shtick, but in your personal life, we don't know. And
well, let me say it again. It's got nothing to do with shtick, okay? I mean, the whole God idea is such nonsense, man. It's like for little children. It's like Santa Claus.
Neil, but you have to believe in something.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe in the dial tone, and you're hearing one right now, no charge. You have to believe in something. Well, what does that mean? You have to believe in it. You got to believe. You got to believe. Sounds like some
I believe in
cliche.
something. I believe in pasta with butter and salt.
Yeah, I believe in it.
I believe it's great.
That's why I believe in my Dreamfield pasta. My blood sugar was 78 this morning. I'm still alive. You got to believe in something. Now, what kind of double talk was that? So you're talking about something talk?
Christian brainwashing talk. Garbage in, garbage out. He just repeating
Giving a
stuff.
Billy Graham speak, it was scary. Yeah, it's scary, all right. The fact he's still alive is scary enough to me. All those Farbissen and Goyam. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon. No, it's just shtick. I'm just making it up because it's a very popular thing to do, to say that you don't believe in God.
Yeah. Especially popular to say you're gay.
Yeah, oh, that's even more popular.
Gay.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, Pally.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, what I like about the Howard Stern show, when it's done, I get to hear it all over again.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Funny.
Huh?
I have no idea. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
I'm sure Howard reads a lot of bedtime stories on the show. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Richard from Miami?
Oh, here's Richard in Miami. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you see how Bishop's sending his Christian friends after you to see if you believe in God or not?
Is he really? Yeah. See that? The Lord just smote him. He just smote him. Well, I tell you people better start learning some phone technique. First of all, get a decent phone that works would be number one. And number two, well, sounded to me like a verbal number two right there. Can you smell it?
Smell something.
WQAM, hello.
It's Climate Thursday.
WQAM, hello.
Mr. Rogers, how are you, sir?
Okay, sir. Mr.
I
Caller.
appreciate you enlightening the audience on your views over the past couple years. And despite what these people say, you don't need to have a shtick. You could just get on there and talk what you want. That's why
It's time to shtick it. That's my philosophy in life. Shtick it.
And, I have a question for you. I've been ordering your CDs over the past couple of years. How do we find out what is on that About 30-man CD?
Just go on our website. It's got the list right there.
Okay, and one more question, Neil. Where can I get that Mickey and Iser skit? Because it's not on your...
Can't get it. Can't get it. Where can we get all these bits? Can't. Subscribe to the comedy service that produced it, okay? That'd be a good idea. Won't cost you too much.
It's like going to the grocery store and asking the stock boy, hey, where do you get
go
these
into
tomatoes?
7-Eleven and see if they're carrying it
Where
this
do you
week,
get
okay?
these carrots?
Call up Joe Bell. Maybe he'll cut a copy for you. Call up our new sales guy. He ain't doing much of anything else. He'll cut a copy. He'll burn one. In fact, that's probably what they're doing back there now because they're sure not selling or servicing anything. They're burning one. So you're missing out. Maybe that's how Fat Boy keeps his appetite up. 791 votes on our poll. We'll make that 1,000, man. We'll have over about 850 by the... well, you'll see. No sweat today. Right?
No sweat.
No sweatski. No sweatsuit. Don't listen to any other station, 150. That's 19%. Boy, are we very proud of that. Are we proud?
Mm-hmm.
Please just punch. If we could only, reproduce those.
This is Neil Rogers.
That was folk, I said, George.
This
folk.
is 560 QAM.
This is G. Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
Yes, this is Al Franken. Now, I've been criticized for not knowing anything about radio. Contrary to such allegations, I have indeed purveyed said services, as you will now hear. My first gig, as you call it, was on WMCA in New York. This is a rather long rant to talk of. Now, you may find amusement in the irony of me spinning a song called Heat Wave on such a hot day. Yes, I can be such a card. It's 87 WABC degrees outside on your home of the good guys, WMCA. Oh, wait, that faux pas actually landed me a job on WABC. Unfortunately, on the day of the 65 blackout. Yes. Here's the number one song, the All-American Swinger in New York town. I did it. I hit the post. It seems the lights have been extinguished. Hello? Can I go home now? Oh, I see. I have to cue another record here. Okay, here's a little number I'm certain will suffice. Let's see if I can hit the post this time, shall we? Yes, it wasn't until several years later that I hit the post again. Here's a song about the Yo family. There was Baby Yo, Papa Yo. You see, I knew I could do it. What I did was I combined my laser-like humor with the open, the shout of Mama Yo, and my precision timing that is imbued with a talent great as mine. I have achieved a milestone now with my, you see it.
Oh, he's the best.
Yes, he is.
And what he does, and it's pretty weak. 11:18 at 560 WQAM. Over 800 votes on the poll. Told you, piece of cake, man. We'll slide by that 1,000. You won't even notice it. Just another slider. Oh, here's the website you ought to take a look at. MakeHerSpendItAll.com. Those people who despise Catherine Harris as much as I do. Oh, and by the way, you heard about her plane? Oh, brother.
I heard about her peanuts.
I told you, don't go on those cruise ships. Didn't I tell you that?
Yes, you did.
We'll get to that story eventually. I think I got it in my pile, although everybody's... Costly excursion. Oh, no, that's another one. This was the worst excursion. Don't go on those cruise ships unless you want to go like down the avalanche. Anyway, it's called MakeHerSpendItAll.com, and it shows a picture of a smiling... She looks like a horse's ass, if you ask me.
Cruella de Vil.
I'm going to put everything on the line. I'm going to commit my legacy for my father. $10 million, that's everything that I have. It shows her saying that. And then it says, Make her spend it all. Tell Catherine Harris the U.S. Senate seats are not for sale. Donate now and help defend Senator Bill Nelson from her latest shopping spree, and tell all your friends. And it's got a place where you can click and donate. It says, hey, check us out. We started with a goal of $1,000, blew past that, raised it to $2,000, blew past that, and now have a $5,000 goal. Keep it up. Make her spend it all. We've raised $3,936.04 toward today's goal of $5,000. Donate now. How do you like that? Make her spend it all one word. MakeHerSpendItAll.com. You'll love it. Send in a couple of bucks. See, they're doing better than we are with our bogus fundraiser. How are we doing?
20,000.
We got what?
20,515.
Oh, well, that's not so bad. So we're over the top.
That's right.
My goal was 20,000. I told you that several days ago. 20,515. Well, that's enough. Insurgent doctor killed dozens of wounded soldiers by Patrick Cockburn in Kirkuk. When policemen, soldiers, and officials in Kirkuk were injured in insurgent... What, are you choking on lunch now or what?
That's right. I have a phlegm ball.
I see. Speaking of lunch, what's going on today?
John the Baker.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, John the Baker, be sure to mention my name when you go in there and say Neil Rogers. They'll give you that half dozen garlic rolls, because otherwise Duff's going to lose all that money, lose the account, and blow it right out of the water. I'll tell you, this sales group we got now, we got a group grope going on back there, because we sure got nothing to do with selling or servicing. And this thing with Pompano Park, I'm going to tell you, if they don't resurface soon, it's their money. They can do whatever they want. But it's just emblematic of what's been going on back there for a couple of years now. And they can keep changing people around, and the revolving door can keep swinging and swinging. But there's nothing going on that I can see. Can you see it?
See what?
Any progress?
I see this.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Although I am seeing quite a number of spots, some real ones unlogged today, too, as opposed to the usual 80,000 trade-outs. Well, now that what's-his-name is gone, we don't have to worry about those Rolex watches and all those cars, those Jaguars and stuff. I better not say that. When policemen, soldiers, and officials in Kirkuk who were injured in insurgent attacks arrived in the emergency room of the hospital, they had hoped their chances of surviving had gone up as doctors tended their wounds. In fact, many of the wounded were almost certain to die because one of the doctors at Republic Hospital was a member of an insurgent group. Pretending to treat the injured, many killed 43 of them by secretly administering lethal injections, a police inquiry has revealed. He was called Dr. Louay, or is that Louai? Louai? I bet you got that by the Kingsman. Come on, let's go. Let's hear it.
All right.
You got it.
It'll take a second.
Louai. You can do it. It was number one, I think, 100 different times, I believe. There it is.
That's all you need, right?
Yeah, that was enough. Well, you don't want to play the beginning because you're afraid they're going to understand the lyrics.
I know all the lyrics. They're clean as a whistle.
And they'll whip it off, or something like that. He was called Dr. Louai, and when the terrorists failed to kill a policeman or a soldier, he would finish them off. Colonel Yagdar Shikr Abdullah Jaff. A senior Kirkuk police chief told the independent newspaper in Britain he gave them a high dosage of medicine which increased their bleeding and they died from blood loss. Dr. Louis Luai carried out his murder campaign over an 8 to 9 month period, police say. He appeared to be a hard-working assistant doctor who selflessly made himself available for work in any part of the hospital, which is the largest in Kirkuk. He was especially willing to assist in the emergency room, I'll bet. With 272 soldiers, policemen, and civilians killed, and 1,220 injured in insurgent attacks in Kirkuk in 2005, the doctors were rushed off their feet and glad of any help they could get. Nobody noticed how many patients were dying soon after being tended by their enthusiastic young colleague. Their last words always were,
"I'm dying over here."
Dr. Luai was finally arrested only after the leader to the cell of which he belonged, named Mala Yassin, was captured and confessed. "I was really shocked that a doctor and educated man should do such a thing," said Colonel Jaff. There you go. That article written by Patrick something or other. Coburn. Former aide spills dirt on Fidel Castro. This is in the Herald today. I'm sure that everybody and their brothers all whipped up about Fidel, including your buddy Miguel. That's why we don't have time to be doing more on the fundraiser, because Miguel is busy researching the life story of Fidel and Fulgencio Batista and all of these Cuban guys. Obsessed. Like he's the only guy I know that's got like Cuban baseball cards. Speaking of baseball, how's my tickets coming? Do you see Ray Perry yet?
I have not.
I bet you Josh knows something about that with the tickets.
Yeah, I kept them all for myself.
No, I don't mean that. I'm just, have they been issued yet? Probably not. It's too early.
No.
Because the first game is when? April 7, home game?
Yeah.
Something like that.
You'll get them like the day before.
I see. Well, then you can probably hand deliver them right to my house. George will take them up. No problem.
No problem.
And then, of course, Miguel will, give him a song and a dance and maybe about an ounce or two. Go in there and cherry-pick all the good games that anybody would want to go see.
Pasta?
A former AIDS... Hey, I've got news for you, man. That Dreamfield pasta, this is like a new life for me. I feel like I've been born again, baby. Forget that religion crap, okay? Get you some low-carb pasta. Those of you who love the pasta like I do, it just change your life. I brown that ground meat in olive oil, olio oliva. Cooking up my sauce with some nice sliced black olives in it. And then the secret is I take, after I drain the 2 ounces of pasta, after I cook it for 8 minutes, after I drain it, in the bowl I'm going to put it in, I have sliced up some mozzarella cheese, fresh mozzarella.
Mm-hmm.
Make about half a dozen slices, and I put that in there and toss it all in the spaghetti. And it melts into the pasta, Oh, man, then you put on your sauce with your meat sauce or meatballs or whatever. Sausages, a little wine. Man. As part of Fidel and Raul Castro's inner circle, Delfin Fernandez learned titillating secrets, everything from why the Cuban leader incinerates his dirty underwear to his cravings for pricey Spanish ham. Did you know he incinerates his dirty underwear?
I do know.
Oh, Fidel's former golfer confirms, too, the heftier secrets that Cuba experts have talked about for years, how the brothers assembled dossiers on foreign businessmen who want to invest in Cuba, for instance. It's Fernandez's knowledge about Fidel Castro's dirty laundry, though literally and figuratively, that's made him a cause celeb in South Florida. No detail about the Castro brothers seems too small for sharing with the world, at least in South Florida. A sickness, an obsession. Fernandez's chief of bodyguards, Bienvenido Chico Perez, told him the Cuban leader has his underwear burned to foil any assassination plots with chemicals during laundering. Oh, I never thought about that. That's even better than lighting a cigar on fire with explosives. Remember that one?
I do.
Stogie.
I thought it was like acid or something.
So you should have done what Sigourney Weaver did, bust it in half. And fill it up, roll it up. Right.
Mark it with a B.
And he knows Fidel's capricious appetite for Serrano hams, having been sent to Spain to bring $2,500 worth of the pata negra delicacy back to Cuba. He knows well the Castro brothers' doctors and children, having vacation with them at lavish oceanfront homes on the island. So what does a man with such sensitive information do once he goes into exile? Why, he gets a steady, unpaid gig on a Spanish-language TV show in Miami, of course, after having been a bodyguard to international stars, among them Antonio Banderas. Fernandez, cherubic, chatty, and with a portfolio of sensitive photographs and a memory filled with intimate Castro morsels, arrived in Miami less than a year ago after living in España for 5 years. But already he's got a spot on a new TV show on WJAN, Channel 41 in Miami. WJAN. I was assigned to take care of the people closest to Fidel so they don't lack anything and don't feel threatened by anything inside or outside Cuba. When I tell about these things on TV, people see me and I start making a name for myself, he said. Former CIA analyst Brian Littell, a senior researcher at UM's Institute for Cuban and Cuban-American Studies, said this week he spent hours meeting with Fernandez in Miami earlier this year for academic research. A lot of the stories he told me were fascinating. I found almost all of them to be highly credible. Almost all of them. Got it?
Got it.
Fernandez paints Raul Castro, who runs Cuba's armed forces and, by extension, much of its economy, as more practical and family-oriented than his older brother, an analysis echoed by Littell in his book After Fidel. Raul likes the money. He has a transition plan, Fernandez said. Fidel doesn't. I think Raul would like to lead an economic transformation, ultimately find a way to retire peacefully with his family with all the money he's stolen from the Cuban people over the years and taken out of the country. Fernandez said he carried suitcases of cash out of Cuba for the Castro brothers. The initial idea of Fidel was good. Batista was an assassin, Fernandez said. What happened was, of course, he took what the revolution was wrong. It has dissolved into this unstoppable, insatiable corruption without limits, a vast lie. The people are in misery. Cuba's people have been enslaved as cheap labor for foreign businessmen. Sound like the U.S. to me now. Cheney and Bush, Rumsfeld, the Fourth Reich. Sounds like this stuff. So anyway, Fidel's burning his underwear and smoking a fat one.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 AM.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Absolutely.
I think this new government might be a waste of time. If Bush thinks that will fix things up, he's sure out of his mind, yeah. There'll still be chaos over there. There'll be bullets in your hair. I don't want to hear from Bush that he's restoring peace. How will we know we've succeeded with that new democracy? I guess we'll know we've succeeded when you see more Mickey D's. McDonald's.
11:33, 27 till noon. We got Geldy at 2 this afternoon. No Mad Dog today. We got Curtis at Hooters and Doral at 4 o'clock. Marlins on deck 6:50. Marlins and the Mets from Jupiter 7:05. Preseason baseball, a big ratings bonus. And then, of course, Eddie K. after the exhibitionist baseball. Crippled Iraq war veteran wins Democratic primary in Illinois. Or some people say Illinois. That kind of annoys when I hear people say Illinois.
Yeah.
Or like Chicago. Crippled Iraq war veteran Lada Tammy Duckworth has eked out a primary win over 2 Democratic challengers, earned the chance to run in November for an open U.S. Congress seat. There's nothing like an open seat. That's what Duff always told me. How's he doing, by the way? Is he,
I don't care who you are, you fairy.
Duckworth, who's running in the heartland state of Illinois, is the most prominent of more than a dozen Iraq war veterans running for office in November's midterm general election. The Chicago Tribune gave her 43.5% of the vote in Tuesday's primary, with 96% of District 3 precincts reporting. She was 3 points ahead of her closest rival. Democrats, hoping they can regain control of the Senate and the House in November because of public anger over Iraq and scandals that hit the Republican Party, have recruited a large number of Iraq veterans for election races across the U.S. A U.S. Army National Guard helicopter pilot in Iraq, Duckworth, lost both legs when her aircraft was shot down November 2004. The neophyte Democratic politician whose mother is Thai is hoping to fill the seat of retiring Republican Representative Henry Hyde. Remember Henry Hyde, who was having an affair with that guy from Weston and ruined the guy's marriage and his life? And lied and told the woman that he wasn't married and stuff like that?
That Henry Hyde?
That Henry Hyde.
Oh, no, I never heard of it.
Got to nail his hide. Anyway, a neophyte Democratic politician. She has received numerous high-profile endorsements, including one from former Democratic presidential candidate John Kerry and retired General Wesley Clark, who said she eats one hell of a deli sandwich. What a jackass, Wesley Clark. Didn't he turn out to be a big disappointment, huh? We had such high hopes, huh? Remember the song High Hopes?
Uh-huh.
Frank Sinatra, I bet you got it.
What year?
Oh, I don't know, 50-something. Old, ancient. From the movie with Grace Kelly. High hopes he had.
No.
You don't got it?
No.
Oh, come on.
Too old, baby.
Yeah, that's what they always tell me.
Uh-huh.
Other than WQAM, what radio station do you listen to most? We got 832 vote. I told you, we get 1,000 like just falling off a cliff, like those people in Chile. No problem. I don't listen, just like, what's his name there on Guiding Light. Boy, that show has really gone in the tank. All the people are gone. I don't listen to other stations, 157, 18.8%. That's kind of like QAM Guiding Light. Everybody's gone. Sirius, 122. Couldn't be Howard, could it? No, it's got to be Martha Stewart. WINZ 87, Scare America and your girlfriend, who's on Lou Dobbs, somebody told me a couple nights ago.
I told you.
I don't watch Lou Dobbs anymore. Waxy 790, The Ticket 78. That's really great. Those must be people listening to Joe Rose. XM 5068. Those people must listen to Joe Costello. Well, that was Lou Dobbs was just on there again. Good old Lou. In fact, Mike Wallace said he liked Lou Dobbs. And I thought to myself, yeah, George probably put him up to it.
That's right.
WIOD 53, WBGG Big 47, WLRN 45, Magic 37, KISS 37, WKIS 27. Old home of Joe Bell. Hey, they'd like to have you back, Joe. Coast 17, Love 94 14, Radio Smegma WMGE 13. Now, which one is that? What do they play?
I don't know. I
Come
look on my list again. Which one? Smegma?
WMGE.
Miami Beach Spanish.
Oh, that's why nobody knows. Power 96 12, WRMF 11, WVUM still got 9, Mike Rosenthal, J. Rokeach, Robert Grieper, Clarence. By the way, Clarence probably won't be back till tomorrow, right? Because they lost last night, so he'll be back tomorrow with them.
I imagine.
Just in time to make sure that the check shows up. WKPX 9, Piper High, Y108, WHDR 7. That's what used to be Zeta, right?
Okay.
And from what I'm told, really sucks. WEDR 6, WAMR, Radio Amor's got up here. WAVS Waves, I believe that's like Haitian Dominican melodies. QBA, Radio Cubanissima 1. Hot 105, only 1. Solamente uno. It's not our crowd, man. That's mostly white guys who want to be black. WRGP, oh, and they got that hardest working guy in the fly jock. What's his name?
Tom Joyner.
Oh, God. If you can't beat him, Joyner. WJNA, all these have none. WFTL, that's 850, boy. That's the one Norma Kent used to be on. And that's the one that Bill O'Reilly's got on there with his .2 share. That was going to knock Rush right out of the market. WMBM, WAQI, Radio Mambi. Radio Ritmo has got none. WRMA, Radio Romancia, even with Luis Miguel records they play, they got none. WMIB, Men in Black, none. WXDJ, none. WCMQ, none. WSUA, Colombian Subversive Radio, none. Radio Suave, none. See, and you're always telling me that all these people, they're not. Either they don't like us or they're just obsessed with that other crap. They're not listening right now. They're laying out. I mean, with the demographics that are the way they're changing in South Florida rapidly, it's a miracle that anybody who speaks English, we got any audience, you know? See, nobody wants to take that factor. You've heard of the O'Reilly factor. That's the ethnic factor in South Florida. No speaking English aquí. That's why we got nothing left.
Okay.
It's like going to Denny's and like 100 people trying to eat one of them Mother Hummer pies. Oh, they do have pretty good Mother Hummer pies. If you want to go to Denny's. You want to go to Denny's? Oh, no, don't tell that story again. Don't tell that story again about Denny's, and then I'll have to play that, what?
Nothing, I'm not saying nothing.
That would be good.
Lenny's asked America what they wanted in an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
I want more than just a lot of food.
I want a lot of choices.
Bacon, pancakes, and eggs any way I want them.
Oh, and sausages, those little sausages that look like dog turds.
Yeah, the ones that always come stuck together. Why is that?
And I don't want it warmed under a heat lamp at some fast food place. I want it warmed under a heat lamp at Lenny's.
Tell you how I want it. I want bacon really fatty and wings that when you pick it up, it sort of droops off your finger. And eggs with the yolk broken so they're hot as a rock.
And I want it served by a fat, sullen waitress with a mustache, so I have an excuse to stiff her. Hey, bring it to me, bitch, now!
And I don't want to stand in line. I want to wait in line to get seated for a really long time.
They do that at Denny's. Lenny's.
America, there's a new all-you-can-eat Grand Slam breakfast menu at Lenny's. It's everything you already expect from Lenny's, just a lot more of it at room temperature.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Basket.
What's the problem, officer?
Deploy from the vehicle.
If you're caught driving without a seatbelt, you will be removed from your car and shot. The police now have the authority to enforce seatbelt safety under the new Patriot Act 2. The new law is in effect now, so click it or be shot. Officers don't like doing this. They are only following orders. It's for your own protection in the never-ending fight against terrorism. Terrorist acts such as mouth noise, burping, and farting could be annoying to others. So under Patriot Act 2, eating will no longer be permitted in restaurants. Anyone eating outside the designated eating area will also be shot. It's the law. We like saying that. The law. The law. The law. The law. The law.
the law.
14 till noon at QM, which ought to be against the law in this place. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular wireless line. Looking for a real runner call here right now. We got a call. It won't be long, though. You'll see.
All right.
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
All right.
I was wondering if you had read the older version of Cheney's rider on the smokinggun.com from when he was campaigning in 2000 and traveling around.
No.
It's not that much different from the one you were reading before. Probably the biggest difference is it states that at no time can any of the hotel staff be Haitians.
What did I tell you about how long that call was going to be on?
Yeah, too long.
Talk about obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
You were right yesterday when you nailed him.
Yeah, I'd like to nail him to a tree.
Right. Sounds good. He's got a nose for noose. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular wireless line. Talk about a one-note Charlie. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. There's an underground.
WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yeah, underground is where you need to be, Reverend Phony. Yes, sir.
Neil, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Hey, this week's New Times has a story on Mike Kirsch at Channel 4, a reporter.
Yeah.
Did a story on the filing a complaint against another police officer. In other words, if you're out there and you have a problem with a police officer, he went to all the different police stations and tried to file or they sent somebody in. They tried to file a complaint, and apparently the police didn't like it, so they posted his name and address on their website.
Right.
A perfect example of how the police are the biggest gangs there are.
Okay, thanks for the good news. Thanks for the bulletin. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular wireless line. You hear how PO'd that guy sounded?
Mm-hmm.
WQAM, hello.
I'm possessed.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello, who's this?
Who you calling?
Neil Rogers.
Speaking.
Hey, Neil, how's it going?
Okay. Who's this?
This is the guy who used to hate the no-name lady years ago.
Whatever that means, okay?
Everything's okay, man.
Everything is fine. What do you got?
No, just calling to say I still hate
Okay, go away. 5670560, what do you got? Nothing. We ain't got nothing. Just saying, why would you expect anything after 30 years of nothing? You're right. Good point. I think he's got his finger on it.
Mm-hmm.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Piper High School. If you go 1 decimal point to the left, there's a comedy duo team on there.
Oh, yeah, I know. I hear they're going to be dead by the end of the week. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, let me speak to Neil.
Speaking.
Liar. I want to speak to the real Neil, not some imposter.
Yeah, likely story.
Neil.
What do you want, Pally? What do you got?
I think you're the best.
Okay, great. You got nothing, just like I said. What a jackass, okay? I think you're the worst. How do you like that? I think you're the worst. Suckhole. That's the expression that comes to mind when I think about you. But that's why on my 30th anniversary show back on the 1st of March, remember I took so few calls, and that one turned out to be Joe Costello sucking up. Oh, God. Man, that was good thinking by me, because that would have been really ponderous. 4 hours of, Neil, you're the best. Okay, great. Boring, monotonous, ponderous. Say something, okay? Say something. Have an opinion. Express something. Can you do it?
No.
Is it possible? No. 30 years later, and they still can't do it. I was thinking about that in the shower this morning. Nothing has changed.
No.
Just the age, the demographic has changed. I was thinking about when Alan Courtney got sick and croaked just in time for when I started at night on W Snooze, which was, good fortune on my part. But I inherited his whole geriatric audience. And so there I was at night thinking I was going to change the world, talking to people older than death.
And did you?
And it was the same thing. It was the same thing. Every night I wonder, am I going to get any response no matter what I talk about, what my guest might be? The same old crap. I remember spending about 2/3 of my time bitching out the audience for their lack of any kind of response. Here it is 30 years later. Same thing.
About 30, man.
WQAM. Hello, only now I don't waste my time bitching him out. QAM.
But I inherited his whole geriatric audience.
QAM.
So there I was.
Alan Courtney.
Deja vu.
Yeah, all over again. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, have you heard about that Haitian that worked for the Herald that ran over that cop?
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, were you like a nerd in grade school and all that?
No.
You weren't? Were you a cool guy?
No. In
Did
between.
You play, like,
Just a guy.
ball?
Just a
feather
guy.
ball
Yeah,
and-
bocce ball.
Hockey ball?
You're reading a book?
Play with your ball?
Yeah, play with this. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about the reporter who got fired, or the DJ who got fired for using the word coon.
Yes.
You should have stuck to the more traditional spook or darky.
Okay, great. 5670560
Boy,
works
these are
very
special
well.
today,
yeah.
boy.
No, it works very well. So if he would have said it just
Right.
a little bit faster, that would have worked.
Right.
Oh, God, you people are so dumb. The people that call radio talk shows, man, dumber than sawdust. Not most of them, all of them. All of them. Oh, you're insulting the callers now. That's correct. I can't even imagine wasting my time calling into a radio talk show. But that's make machst 11, as they say in Liechtenstein. 875 votes. We'll get that 1,000, no problem. And you notice it's all in the same area today. Other than WQ, and it's not going to work. Wasting your time. Other than QAM, which radio station do you listen to the most? I don't listen to any other stations. 161, 18.4%. Sirius, 131. WYNZ, Scare America, 95. Waxy, 790, 80. Likely story. XM, 70. If there's anyone that's freaked, that's the one. WIOD, 58. Big, 50. Big deal. WLRN, 47. Magic, 38. WKISS, 27. Kiss it. Coast, 19. WLVE, 14. Radio Smegma, MGE, 13. Power 96, 12. WRMF, 11. KPX, 10. Then single digits. DUM, still 9. They've had 9 since we started the same. Oh, I know why they got 9. It's probably Robert Creeper voted 9 times. That's what that is. Y109, HDR7, WEDR6, MBM2. That's Haitian Melodies for that guy that's obsessed. Radio Amor 2, JNA 1, Waves 1, QBA 1, Hot 1, and none for the others, including that FIU station the guy called in. I don't know why he wasted his time. Maybe for the embarrassment factor. Maybe he hates it there. Wouldn't blame him. QBA, hello.
Yeah, how are you today?
I beg your pardon?
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
It's always good to hear your voice, and I'm doing fine. Thank you. I just want to make a brief comment on an article the other day in the Sun Sentinel about the cop who was dating a woman and had it out for her husband. I bet that goes on a lot more than we expect, and by some of the attitudes of these cops around here, it's really obvious that we're just living in a Nazi world. It's the fourth rank for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And my bags are packed, and I'm heading out the door.
All right. Good luck to you,
Have
pal.
a great day, sir.
Okay, me too. He's got his bags packed. He's on the way out the door, okay, because the Nazis are taking over. Well, guess what? Where are you going to go, pal? Going to go to Vermont where they fire newspaper reporters because they put a liberal column in the paper on AP?
Maybe he can
Where
go
are
to
you
Germany.
Go?
Germany.
He's already in it. He's already in it. Just a time warp, that's all. Just a mustache has been changed. WQAM, hello. WQAM, dare to be great. Hello.
You missed one. WASS.
WQAM, hello.
What's going on, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what about WDNA 88.9?
Oh, go away. Go away. Go away. Okay, go play some jingles, okay? Go play in traffic. Good God. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, I want to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Oh, Neil. Hey, I didn't know if you caught the article today in the Sun Sentinel about one of Bush's uncles profiting about, I think it was about $2 million on the sale of a company that's doing a lot of business in Iraq.
I'll be damned. Didn't
So
see
check
that.
out. Another thing is there's a book out called Confessions of an Economic Hitman. I don't know if you heard of that.
No.
It's basically the story on how all the U.S. companies go into these countries, stir the pot in order to get big fat contracts funded by the World Monetary Fund.
Mm-hmm.
You should check those two things out. You find them very entertaining.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pat. I'll do that in my spare time in between plunging at Woodbine. I'll do it. Will you do it? Why don't you do it?
No, I don't want to do it.
Do a little legwork, will you, please? Let's have a
I don't
stab
wanna.
here. Yeah, there you go. Now you're catching on. I don't wanna. That's more like it. I don't wanna. 889 votes. In the next hour, we'll top our 1,000, and Josh is safe. He can breathe easy for a second consecutive day.
Thank
See
God.
that? Thank God that Josh is going to get that full paycheck. Of course, you already got it.
I should be getting an extra because that episode wasn't on last night.
I'm going to make out a check that's got all zeros on it.
Make sure that one's up front, bud.
Oh, you can add a 1, man.
It's going to have all zeros. The 1 is going to be on the back. It's going to be a middle digit.
This is Neil Rogers.
Or a little digit.
This is 560 QAM.
This is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Dubai, your shipping quarters will buy. Dubai, you infidels must die. Oh, yes, you may hate us, but Bush will have his way. Oh, Dubai, we will make you die. We've been invented for such a long time. With the Bush tribe family host, I ask you what would be safer than an unchecked freighter with a suitcase bomb on board. Dubai, we will guard your port. And when you die, you get a free glass of gold. Nothing covers when those bombs explode. Oh, Dubai, we will make you die. Thank heaven for 9/11. For we now control most of our lives. Cash for terror we were given to the Muslims who hate women. Unless they're really guys. We'll change your mind and it won't be hard. You buy the height of the old race car. Stay tuned to corporate news, 'cause we own that too. Oh, Dubai, we will make you die.
12:02 at 560 WQAM. So that story I think I was just talking about, I had to Google Bush's uncle, Monkey's uncle, but that's a smirking chimp's uncle, and here it is. Thank you very much. You see, there's a guy. I didn't say I don't wanna. And by the way, I'm enjoying a little Swiss Emmental Swiss cheese now.
That sounds good. Can't wait for the food to show up.
I beg your pardon?
I said, that sounds good.
Who's
I can't
bringing
wait.
Food today? Oh, John the Baker. For your father. Maybe that's where Duff is now. Trying to massage them over there. Be sure and mention Duff's name when you go to John the Baker, because he'll give you like a blank look. If you mention my name, you get half a dozen garlic rolls with your meal. If you mention Duff's name, you get a blank look. They'll look you right in the eye and say,
I don't care who you are, you fairy.
That's what they'll do. Anyway, as President Bush embarks on a new effort to shore up public support for the war in Iraq, an uncle of the chief executive is collecting $2.7 million in cash and stock from the recent sale of a company that profited from the war. How unusual, huh? Just like Rumsfeld and the bird flu thing. And who was it? Was it Cheney that had all the stock in the anthrax in the Cipro?
It was Rummy.
Rumsfeld. Boy, he's making some serious cash for a guy that's getting a whole bunch of people killed.
That's right.
A report, he ain't no dummy, that Rummy. A report filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission shows that William H.T. Bush collected a little less than $1.9 million in cash, plus stock valued at more than $800,000, $2.7 million total, as a result of the sale of Engineered Support Systems, Inc. to DRS Technologies of New Jersey. The $1.7 billion deal closed January 31. Both firms have extensive military contracts. A lot of money in that war business, I'll tell you that. The elder Bush was a director of Engineered Support Systems. Recent SEC filings show he was paid cash and DRS stock in exchange for shares and options he obtained as a director. Missouri-based ESSI experienced record growth prior to its purchase by DRS. Both were expanded U.S. military contracts, many to supply current U.S. efforts in Iraq and Afghanistan, and an aggressive buyout strategy aimed at other defense contractors. How do you like that? William Bush, 67 SEC filing show, exercised options on 8,348 shares of ESSI stock January 18, 2005. About 2 months after the stop order was issued and 6 months before it was disclosed, he collected about $450,000 in cash. Bush, known in the president's family as Uncle Bucky, oh, God, joined ESSI's board in 2000, several months before his nephew became president. The Bush uncle heads a St. Louis investment firm as younger brother of former President George Herbert Walker Bush. He declined to comment yesterday. However, in an interview last year, the Bush uncle said he played no role in ESSI getting federal contracts. Does anybody believe that?
No.
Anybody buying that pile of turd? No chance. So there you go. Thanks for calling that in, sir. Never would have seen it in a million years. Basically because the Sun Sentinel website sucks. In fact, it sucks so bad that it's the only website where I go to print a story out, everything just like stops. It just sits there for like maybe sometimes 2-3 minutes before it decides going to. Maybe my printer doesn't want anything to do with a Sun Sentinel. You think that's
that could be superstitious.
Yeah, no, not just superstitious. Just to realize it doesn't want to waste its time printing swill. Even a Herald prints out. Other than WQAM, what radio station do you listen to the most? We got 910 votes. 910. I never heard of a station on 910. Did you? I can't recall one. 910. No. Anyway, I don't listen to other stations. 18.5% of this crowd, 169. God bless them. God bless America. Sirius, 136. Howard Sperm. Oh, it must be all the Lynn Samuels audience. WINZ, Air America, 100. That is scary. Waxy, 790. The Ticket, 81. Solamente 81. XM, 72. WIOD, 58. Big, 52. WLRN, 51. But they're so newsy, you know what?
Yeah.
Although we do like that guy.
No, that's me.
He's okay. Sent me a nice fax on my anniversary for last week, which is more than I can say for most of the people in the business. Rick Shaw did a nice thing. That was nice. He's a good guy. Cap and all. Cap and gown. Magic 40. WKIS 27. Kiss. Country Kiss. Is Johnny Dark still over there?
Yes.
You got to be kidding me. He doesn't come in for free food anymore, does he?
No.
Remember that day?
Yes.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. One time we invited him in and we fed him and the whole deal when he was homeless and out of a job, whatever. After Cox Broadcasting stuck it to him real good. And, and then all of a sudden, like about a month later, he shows up again. Oh, Johnny Dark's out at the front desk. Go on. Well, screw him. And even Carl said, no thanks. That was surprising. Let's see. Kiss 27, Coast 19. They're coasting over there. Love 14, Love 94. Ain't been the same since Caprita left. The Bird used to be on that station, too. Remember that?
Right.
He used to be the movie critic. WMGE 13. WRMF 12. Power 96 12. I can't believe that. Only punks listen to that. They don't listen to us. KPX 11. You still listen to that?
KPX? I can't pick it up anymore. We talked about that.
WVUM's got 10. Oh, Robert voted again. Y110. HDR 7. WEDR 6. WMBM Solamente 2. QBA 2. WAMR Radio Amor has got 2. The more we listen, the more we want to turn it off. JNA 1. FTL 1. Wow. Waves 1. HQT 1. None for RGP. That's FIU Radio. Nobody, including the guy that called it in. He's too embarrassed. Radio Mambi, WAQI 0, Radio Ritmo, rhymes with O, and that's what they got. Radio Romancia, MIB, XDJ, CMQ, and SUA. Mostly no speaking English stations have all got the big in our crowd. And that's fine with us. You don't want to speak in English? We don't want to know you. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want to smell you. We don't want to know you. Speak in English. Right?
Right. What?
K? WQAM, hola.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Hello?
Hey, Neil. Top of the morning to you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Top of the afternoon.
Hey, I got an idea I want to throw by you.
Yeah.
How much longer are you guys going to be doing the QAM band, promotions?
About 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
We're not doing that no more.
Oh, okay. Well.
It turned out to be a pain in my grass.
Well, as long as I got you, I was going to suggest, because sometimes, you guys would announce the whereabouts on the van on the same day the thing would be going out, and for... I'm thinking maybe if you guys announced the whereabouts like a day or two in advance.
If we announced it 6 months ahead and put a marker on everybody's forehead, they still wouldn't go.
Well,
they don't want to cut the money loose, man. They're a bunch of cheapskates. Plus, a lot of them are trying to. They don't have any extra cash because they're still trying to cover up their ass from the hurricane. It's going to take a long time.
Hey, John, I'm still a little suffering. I had a couple bucks burning a hole in my pocket. I was kind of curious if the thing was going to be out and about in the next couple days.
No, but George will take the cash. Just drop it off at the desk.
Hey, can I do that? I mean, is that something I can still do? Send to the station and get the CD or?
Well, don't you have a computer?
Online, man.
Online?
Yeah, go online and buy it. You'll see the big picture of the thing, the CD.
Okay, very good. That's what I'll do.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pally. We got a couple bucks burning a hole in his pocket. Boy, we need a lot more people like that.
Yeah, it burns.
Oh, brother. If I had 1 million guys like that, yeah, got a couple of bucks, I'll take the 2 million. Won't see me no more. God. Maybe I'll get lucky at I didn't win the lotto last night. Some schmuck won $8.5 million though, cash, tax free. Won the 649 lotto last night. Wasn't me. I got $10. Spent 100, got 10 back. I can do better than that at Woodbine. Get only back a 10% investment. That lottery, man, it really sucks. All the one here is good because you get all the money. And then that Powerball thing. Remember a couple of weeks ago? We thought it was like one guy won 850. How much was it? 350.
You asking me? I forgot.
350 million. And that turned out to be all them 7 yahoos that all worked together with some like Ace Hardware or somewhere. You remember that?
Right. They
whatever the hell they. No, they were coal miners or something like that. They were a bunch of
miners.
There were a bunch of miners, and the church was interested. 10 past noon at 560 WQAM. We got Geldy at 2 o'clock. He's going to be just on cloud 9 because the Panthers won again. His Panthers won last night, 3-2 over the Washington Capitals, and they now got 69 points. Who would have ever believed it? They've won 4 in a row, 7 out of 8. They're like a hot tamale, man, like a hot tater. So I'm sure he'll be talking about that, which means total tune-out. Then we got Curtis at 4 o'clock for Mad Dog till 6:50 at Hooters and Doral. Marlins and the Mets follow that excitement, and Eddie K after the baseball game. That's our award-winning lineup. No Hank tomorrow. We got Bo in the morning. Keep you in the sack. You'll be sound asleep. More Geldy again tomorrow. Well, I tell you, he must be tight with Robert and I don't think he's too tight with the Beast. Robert and Clarence.
Well, he's Jewish, ain't he?
Oh, there it is. What did you think about while he was on?
That fraternity.
Mad Dog is back tomorrow, so that's what we got. It ain't much, but it's the best we got. We got no permanent person in that 2 to 4, because what's the big rush? That's what Joe Bell says. What's the hurry, you know? We can do better than a 1. So if we do a 1-5, I guess, then that satisfies the current regime.
Better than 1, yeah.
It's a very strange mentality. Strange.
And who would
12
you
minutes
put on?
past noon at QAM. According to a recent survey, Americans keep their mattresses for 10.2 years. It's like keeping a car for 100,000 miles. If your mattress is 5 to 10 years old, it's probably not performing like it once did. You need to call our friends at Dial Mattress, 1-800-MATTRESS. Ranked #1 in the world for customer satisfaction. There's no risk. Order a mattress from the expert bedding consultants at Dial Mattress. Try it out. If you don't like it, just call them back at that same number, and they'll replace it to your total satisfaction. So what do you got to lose? Once you buy from 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll never go back to a showroom again and get ripped off. It's so easy. Just call 1-800-MATTRESS. Pick the 2-hour window you want them at your house. They show up on time, like noon to 2, 1 to 3, 2:16 to 4:16. They take away the old bedding, the crappy old stuff, and you're on the way to a great night's sleep for years and years to come. When you call Dial a Mattress, like I've been doing for years, you get no nonsense, no runarounds, no showroom shenanigans. Just factory direct prices on the best brands you know, trust, and love, like Sealy, Serba Simmons, King Coil, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster Hewitt. And now, Dial a Mattress offers no payments or interest for 12 months, so what's not to like? Call 1-800-MATTRESS right now or log on to their website, mattress.com, for the best sleep you've had in years. 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last S because it stands for Swiss cheese.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Hey, y'all.
Sister Jean, the dancing machine, a swinging nun with happy feet, jump the jiving to the beat. Sister Jean, the dancing machine, Sister Jean is making a scene. Daddy Catholic doctoring, for a gal who ain't too lean. She can shake that pasty meat.
She's quite a sight of black and white, looking like a real cool dancing fool. Look at her go, swinging high and low, with her boyfriend Father O'Toole.
Sister Jean, the dancing machine, dancing ain't her only thing. She'll knock you off your feet when you hear her wailing sing.
I got a bad habit of jumping like a rabbit when the music turns me on. I know it sounds happy, but I'm so glad that you think it is gone.
Sister Jean, a swinging nun, a shaking bouncing ton of fun. That ain't bad for 85, then that nun can really fly. Sister Jean, the dancing machine. 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 Sister
Janet Reno approves heartily. It's 12:18 at 560 WQAM. 938 votes on the poll. I told her we get over 1,000 by the end of this hour, didn't I? That's our goal. Is that your goal?
No.
Oh, I could care less. Chile bus crash kills 12 U.S. passengers on Port Everglades-bound cruise. I keep telling you, people, don't go on those cruise ships. Your wife or girlfriend or both of them are going to get raped at it. Maybe you're going to get murdered, robbed, pillaged, and plundered and looted, and maybe dead. Santiago, Chile, a bus swerved to avoid an approaching truck and tumbled 300 feet down a mountainside in northern Chile, killing 12 American cruise ship passengers, U.S. and Chilean officials said. It was a Jew group. I just got through reading that somewhere. I don't think that's in this article.
They were old.
Old Jews?
Very old.
Oh, probably from Sunrise. Although it says here they weren't from Florida. The 2 surviving Americans were in stable condition. Two surviving. 12 dead, 2 survived. Not a good percentage. 2 out of 14 is 14%. 2 Chileans, the driver and the tour guide, also were hospitalized, said Juan Carlos Poli, a City Hall spokesman in the Pacific port city of Arica. The tourists were returning to Celebrity Cruises ship Millennium from an excursion to Lauca National Park when the bus plunged off the rugged highway Wednesday near Arica, 1,250 miles north of Santiago. Poli said the bus, which had a capacity of 16, was totally destroyed. They said the embassy was sending consular officers to Arica. The victims were all in their 60s and 70s, I see. Old Jews. The Millennium was docked in Arica, and the Miami-based cruise line ship said the ship will remain there till further notice, what's left of it. It's been scheduled to leave for Peru early today. How do you like that? The cruise line said it was flying family members of victims to Chile and sending a special assistance team to the ship to help its guests and crew. When are you people going to get with it? Celebrity Cruises, by the way, which is owned by Miami-based Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, said the private tour was not affiliated with the cruise line. Get him off the hook, you know what I'm saying? Celebrity's been in the public eye because of the disappearance last July of passenger George Smith IV from a cruise in the Mediterranean. They find his ass yet?
No.
Not even any of them. In December, 5 Italian tourists were killed on the island of Madeira when a Portuguese tour bus crashed. Survivors said the driver was drunk. Yeah, always a good idea to hop on those cruise ships, man. God only knows what kind of swill you're going to encounter. But then again, spend a fortune, arm and 4 legs, and even if your wife gets killed or something, they might give you half your money, or maybe give the next cruise 60% discount.
On your next one, right.
On the next one, right. Oh, man. If they got a sense of humor or what. How's that poll coming, Neil? I'm so glad you asked. We got 944. Oh, this is going to be really tense to see if we can do it by one. You know, we have to keep setting. It's like in track and field, you know.
What?
It's like they keep setting the bar a little bit higher and higher.
Okay.
The high jump, you know, or pole vault.
Right.
In fact, that's what we're doing. We're doing the pole vault. See if we can hop over that 1,000 mark by 1 o'clock. We keep pushing the bar back a little bit, making it a little bit tougher and tougher and tougher until it's kind of like what the management does for all of us, making it as tough as humanly possible. It's the QM obstacle course. WQAM, hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
On the poll. Hello?
I'm listening, yeah.
On the poll, WLRN, okay, is the other station I listen to.
Yes.
And when Neil just said it was 14%, 2 out of 14, that was 2.8% survived.
No.
Yes.
No, 2 out of 14 is 2 out of 7. 2 out of 14 is 1/7. 1/7 is 14%. Numbskull, get out your abacus, okay? Don't mess with me on math, mister. What did he say it was point? Yeah, what's the point, schmuck? 14%. Am I right? Do the math.
Oh, you're going to make me get my calculator
2 out of 14 is 1/7. If you got to get a calculator to do 1/7, man, you don't know
Schmidt.
This. I'm a mathematical wizard. I'm a wizard. I had 99 Algebra 3 100 years ago, back when I was in school, when I was a child.
Right. Well,
400 years ago.
I know worthless history. You know math.
I know my math, mister. That is correct. Don't mess with. I know my presidents. I know my math, and I know my harness racing, my hockey, my woodbine. Nothing else.
Well,
nothing else.
I don't know my math
or
yours.
I know my hot young guys. Other than that, I know nothing. What is it?
I said I don't know my math or yours.
Well, good. I've seen a few good numbers, and I'm sure you have too.
Yeah. I can add that high.
Josh has seen a few, but he just don't recognize them when he sees them. Even the women.
Sure I do.
9:48. Oh, you're eating. The lunch came from John the Baker. All right, for your father, for your FODDER, for your father. Be sure and tell him that Neil sent you by. Get those 3 garlic rolls at John the Baker, because otherwise Duffy's going to come in and cry tomorrow. Grow up already, will you please, my God?
What are you going to do about it? You fairy.
Right. And by the way, it would be nice to get like a straight story once in a while. You were right on that one, too, the other day. Expecting a straight story on something from her. Wow, that is hysterical. Study shows bird flu virus infects the body too deeply to spread easily. It's in there too deep. Remember that song by the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Flu?
Yep.
Scientists say they found a reason that bird flu isn't spreading easily from person to person. The virus concentrates itself too deep in the respiratory tract to be spewed out by coughing and sneezing. When in doubt, spew it out. There it is. Bee Gees.
Oh, they're holding that note, aren't they?
You sure are. They're holding it.
Let go of it
Not
already.
anymore, they're not holding it. Not most of them. Indeed. Let's see. Morris died. Over there he had that bad burger, and then he got an impacted fart. And then we had Andy Gibb died a long time ago, a little drug problem, a little droog problem. And see, who's left? Barry is left, and who else? Barry rhymes with...
You fairy.
And
who's the other one?
Robin.
Oh, Robin. Robin with Robin, that's right. Nice glasses, by the way, Robin. Isn't he the one with them silly-ass glasses?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
He the one with the teeth?
No Brits have any teeth. Well, I know they're not Brits, but they might as well be. But the virus could change that behavior by genetic mutation, taking a step toward unleashing a worldwide outbreak of lethal flu. These stories, man, this is in USA Today. They tell you why it's not going to happen, then they go, but it could do this, and bada-beep, bada-boop. Experts said the new finding doesn't indicate how likely such a pandemic is. They don't give us a number like a 14% chance, 2 out of 14, 1/7. The virus may also need other mutations to take off in the human population, they said. Still, the work suggests a particular sign to watch for in new virus samples to help gauge the danger to humans. Be afraid, baby. Be panicky. Hide under the bed. Get your Visqueen, your duct tape, your powdered milk, and your tuna. Call up, what's your name, Jessica Simpson. She'll get you some tuna of the sea, chicken.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
Not me.
I know.
The work reported in Thursday's issue of the journal Nature comes from the University of Wisconsin-Madison virologist Yoshihiro Kawaoka with colleagues in Japan. Similar results from Erasmus Medical Center in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, will be published online today by the journal Science. Similar results. More than 180 people have been known to be infected with the bird flu virus, H5N1. Virtually all are believed to have caught it from infected poultry. Don't be petting no birds.
Not anymore.
But scientists have long warned that the virus, which is prone to mutation, could transform itself into a version that spreads easily from person to person. That germ could touch a pandemic or not. It's been around 10 years. Ordinary flu viruses spread when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Oh, God, when old Chinese people start doing the hwacking at Woodbine, and sneezing, oh, God. Breathe in another direction, you idiot. For that to happen, the virus has to be perched in the right places to be ejected by a cough or sneeze. The new work suggests that H5N1 has to be perched. By contrast, infects humans too low in the respiratory tract for that to occur. Got it? It's way down there. It's low. It's feeling mighty low. I guess you would be, too, if you had that crap. Don't be letting no pigeons in your house. I still can't get over that. And every now and then, they're always out there in the patio. Making those cooing sounds. They are the most annoying. No, I take back what I said about Ted Williams shooting pigeons with BB guns at Fenway Park in his spare time years ago. Good job, Ted. No wonder they froze his head. He had a good head on his shoulders. 26 past noon at 560 WQAM. It's the Geldy warm-up show. We love the Panthers. They win every day. Oh, yeah. They're kicking ass. They're kicking some serious ice over there at the Mac Arena. Oh, let's see. They got the Rangers. Is that another home game? I believe it's another. Boy, they sure got a lot of home games. The Rangers tomorrow night. Then we'll separate the men from the Goyim when the Rangers come in with Henrik Lundqvist and Yami Yager. The Emerald Coast is Florida's #1 Asian gourmet. That's what the Don Cherry calls them. Don't blame me. The Emerald Coast is Florida's #1 Asian gourmet buffet, is rated by Zagat Restaurant Review. You know that by now. I've been telling you about these folks for years. Had many a great meal there, a pig out. And now every Friday through Sunday night you can enjoy Lobster Fest featuring Maine lobster served Thermidor style. And every night is Crab Fest at the coast with Alaskan snow crab legs, Dungeness crab, and Jonah stone crabs. Remember Jonah and the whale? He was a whale of a guy. The menu still includes fresh oysters on a half shell and a sushi bar with over 30 different items. The Emerald Coast also serves juicy, succulent New York steaks cooked the way you love them, hand-carved prime rib as well. On the weekend for dessert, leave a little bit of room or bring a crowbar to make room for the Emerald Coast's famous 40-inch chocolate fountain. Boy, you can stick all kinds of amazing things in there. You can hand dip your own strawberries, marshmallows, just shove them in there, and other decadent treats and fruits. Check out their all-new you-can-eat sushi bar featuring sashimi, tuna tataki, over 20 different types of sushi rolls, and lots more. The Emerald Coast has got 3 convenient locations to serve you. They're in Sunrise, Sunny Isles Beach, and prestigious Pembroke Pines. Reservations suggested. Why not this weekend? Make a beeline over there and have a real big feast. A pig out at the Emerald Coast. Call 954-572-3822.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Jason, you're on QAM.
We don't have any National Guardsmen because they're all fighting a war in Iraq right now.
Not the National Guard.
Pardon?
Not the National Guard.
No National Guard in Iraq?
Not. There's no National Guard. No.
I hear talking in my heart about why I should get new blood in my administration and someone else to give me fresh advice. I've no use for total strangers who only disagree over the lies about bad and evil. When that evil is really me. I'm bigger than Christ. Don't want no outsiders. Don't know what they're talking about. I speak directly to God. I got parent use and Andy Card. Liars work for me. And I'm Lord of the lies. Spying on you in the name of Tertium. I have a print of the Constitution on my toilet paper roll. Saudis are my friends. I like to hold their soft and oily hands. Want to send them a message. Saudis are your friends too. We'll march on Austria once we take Iraq. I like Rolex, so I want to I want the UAV. Dubai, everything. Think they won't put stickers on you.
2701 at QAM. Israel lobby dictates U.S. policy study charges.
Yeah, I thought we
this
don't do that.
This situation, you eat your manja, man. This situation has no equal in American political history, says the 83-page study, The Israel Lobby in U.S. Foreign Policy. See, you're reading and I'm Grepson. Why has the United States been willing to set aside its own security and that of many of its allies in order to advance the interests of another state? Asked authors John Mearsheimer of the University of Chicago and Stephen Walt of the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. The answer, according to the paper, which is already stirring debate in academic circles and fury among pro-Israel groups, is the influence of the pro-Israel lobby. These groups include the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, the Conference of Presidents of Major Jewish Organizations, the Jewish Institute for National Security Affairs, the Washington Institute for Near Eastern Policy, and more recently, Christian Zionist organizations, Chub Mindred. A shorter version of the study was published in the London Review of Books on March 10th. The authors say the research is so strong that they doubt any U.S. mainstream publication would dare publish it. How do you like that?
Yeah, they're right.
Based on sources that include... Are you starting with that anti-semantic stuff again?
No, you are.
Based on sources that include Israeli scholars and journalists, international human rights organizations, and testimony from the lobby itself and politicians that support it, the study examines how the pro-Israel lobby built up its influence in Washington and says its intimidation of the press, think tanks, and academia has led to a deceptive picture of Israel. Since WW2, the U.S. has channeled $140 billion in support to Israel, notes the study, which also challenges the notion that Israel is a crucial ally in the war on terror because its enemies are America's enemies. Saying that Israel and the U.S. are united by a shared terrorist threat is the casual relationship backwards. Rather, the U.S. has a terrorism problem in good part because it is so closely allied with Israel, not the other way around, the authors argue. In short, treating Israel as America's most important ally in the campaign against terrorism and assorted Middle East dictatorships both exaggerates Israel's ability to help on these issues and ignores the ways that Israel's policies make U.S. efforts more difficult, they said. How's Ariel Sharon doing, by the way?
Won't see him no more.
According to the study, pro-Israel lobby groups have exploited the sensitivities of major media outlets and of U.S. politicians to campaign contributions to maintain their sympathy for Israel, regardless of what it does in the region. During AIPAC's annual conference earlier this month, which attracted top U.S. officials and congressional leaders, the new Republican majority leader in the U.S. House of Representatives, John Boehner, vowed never to allow anti-Israel legislation to come to the floor. As the new House Majority Leader, I can assure you that under my leadership, legislation that is any way perceived as anti-Israel will not be considered in the House, said Boehner. The study also points to Washington's staunch support of Israel at the UN. Since 1982, it says the U.S. has vetoed 32 Security Council resolutions critical of Israel, a number greater than the combined total of vetoes cast by all the other Security Council members. And it has blocked Arab states' efforts to put Israel's nuclear arsenal on the agenda of the IAEA. At home, the lobby has worked hard to suppress its critics, something the authors say has not been good for democracy, especially one now that claims to be promoting freedom in the Arab world. Silencing skeptics by organizing blacklists and boycotts, or by suggesting that critics are anti-Semites, violates the principle of open debate upon which democracy depends, they be saying. The study was immediately attacked by a number of pro-Israel organizations. What a surprise. The Committee for Accuracy in Middle East Reporting in America, for example, said in a statement that it had many errors and that a student who submitted such a paper would flunk. Elliot Engel, a Democratic congressman from New York who just happens to be Jewish, said the New York Sun really deserves the contempt of the American people and described it as the same old anti-Semitic, anti-Zionist drivel. The Sun, known for its pro-Israel stance, published supportive reaction to the study from a prominent white supremacist and from the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt as evidence that the authors cater to extreme tastes. And yada, yada, yada. We fully recognize that the lobby would retaliate against us, Professor Mearsheimer told IPS. We expected the story we told in this piece would apply to us after it was published. We're not surprised that we've come under attack by the lobby. The paper notes that the pro-Israel lobby has also been bolstered by the support of prominent, and some would say extremist Christian evangelicals like Gary Bauer, no relation to Papa Bauer, Jerry Falwell, Ralph Reed, and Pat Robertson, as well as Congressman Dick Armey and Tom DeLay, all of whom believe that Israel's rebirth is the fulfillment of biblical prophecy and support its expansionist agenda. Neoconservative Gentiles such as John Bolton, Robert Bartley, the former Wall Street Journal editor, William Bennett, the former Secretary of Education, Jean Kirkpatrick, former UN ambassador, and the influential columnist George Will are also committed supporters of the Israel lobby. The situation is deeply worrisome because the lobby's influence causes trouble on several fronts, says the study, including possible increases in military danger that all states face, including Washington's European allies. But nevertheless, there you go. Sucking up heavy duty. Lawyers file a motion to declare Lionel Tate incompetent. Good old Ellis Rubin. Hey, Lionel, you got nothing to worry about. With Ellis at your side, I guarantee you won't be in a slammer more than 60, 70 years. How's Ronnie Zamora doing?
How's he doing what?
Just turned 100. Lionel Tate's attorney filed a motion yesterday asking for the team to be declared incompetent based on a letter Tate sent a judge this week asking him to withdraw a guilty plea to robbing a pizza delivery man. How about declaring his attorney incompetent? Tate, a convicted child killer, was once the youngest person in modern U.S. history sentenced to life in prison, said in a written letter to Broward County Circuit Judge Joel Lazarus that he can prove he didn't commit the May 23rd robbery. He added he didn't wish to withdraw his no-contest plea for violating probation. The teen should be declared incompetent because he does not have sufficient present ability to consult with his lawyer with a reasonable degree of rational understanding and has no rational as well as factual understanding of the proceedings against him, defense attorney Ellis Rubin wrote in the motion filed Wednesday in Broward Circuit Court. Ellis Rubin, I've been thinking, your defense is really stinking. Tate had acknowledged that the March 1st guilty plea was in his best interest, but wrote Lazarus without telling anyone, Rubin said. Based on that letter, he doesn't understand what's going on. That's not rational conduct, Rubin told the ANP. Let's have a hearing to see whether Lionel can think straight or not. Tate pleaded guilty to the armed robbery and admitted that he had violated probation by possessing a gun during the crime. The pizza thief. You know, there's nothing worse than a pizza thief, you know that? Amen. And look what happened to him. Won't see him no mo. Don't see him around no mo. He's busy doing tefillins up there in New York somewhere. A station that nobody ever heard of before, on like a grade Z sports station. He's doing tefillins. Hope they don't wrap it too tight. 1240, 20 till 1 at 560. Like a lot of our callers, they're not wrapped too tight either. How are we doing on the poll?
Let's check.
974. We got 20 minutes till the top of the hour. We can do that 1,000 by 1 o'clock. Because we know we're going to do over 1,000. That's a given. That's a gimme. Isn't that what the sports nerds say? Oh, this one's a gimme.
Mm-hmm.
So you're out on your card? You're done?
Yeah, unless everybody else goes out now. And I did well in the beginning, and then
fizzled
everybody
out.
choked. Yeah.
Fizzled out. It's like sitting down at Woodbine, hitting 1,000 on the, in the first few minutes, and then giving it all back at another 1,000. Good start, unhappy ending. Josh, though, I bet you're still alive.
I don't think I can win it all, but I'm there.
You're in the hunt.
I'm in the hunt.
Yeah.
I don't have any gimmies, though.
In the what now?
Hunt.
Oh.
H-U-N-T, as in Howard Hunt.
I see.
19 till 1 at QAM. Boy, you really are sick, man. You are so sick. What are we going to do with this? Rhymes with sick. He put the P in sick. Beach Ford has gone mad. It's madness in March all this month at Beach Ford. They just missed breaking their all-time record in February, and just to make up for it, they're going to break that record this month during March. Right now, extended cab Ford F-150s at Beach Ford are as low as $249 a month. You put only $995 down, plus fees with approved credit, 39-month lease. Madness in March at Beach Ford means you must be mad not to take advantage of rebates and discounts of up to $10,000 on all new and used vehicles waiting for you right now. Now, if you're not in the market for a new car but know somebody who is, send them into Beach Ford, because if they take delivery during this month, Beach Ford will send you $200 in cash just for sending their ass in. And keep in mind again, the $200 won't affect your friend's price. They won't tack it on because that money comes from their advertising budget. Don't miss out on this once-a-year event. Beach Ford's Madness in March going on right now. Extended cab Ford F-150 as low as $249 a month. Discounts and rebates up to $10,000 and $200 in cash just for sending by a friend. So hurry in. Beach Ford, you'll find 2 miles east of the Golden Glades on 163rd Street and West Dixie Highway. Guarantee it's a no-brainer. You'll love your Beach Ford experience.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Up the butt.
They're moving the puck around there with their big stick. He shoots! Hands down! For a goal. Hi, everybody. That was me. I'm the voice of the panda. Hey, how you doing up there in Baltimore? Fixing the paladins off your feet, huh? Told you I'd get your time slot. Now I'm going to change the face of budget-conscious sport hole radio. Starting with an interview with a generic sport hole spupman. That ought to light the fire under the ass entertainment. Now, it don't matter who this is, because they all sound alike. Roll the tape. Do as I say. Thanks for doing this interview with me.
I'll make 100% effort to perform well.
Say, how come all you sports guys are like so vacuous and stupid?
Well, we have to go to college, but never really attend classes. Just like not too smart is the situation we have.
You think raving about male athletes and worshipping their jockstraps is a little, gay? Just a little on the curious side? Maybe stretch it out after seeing a few tight butts? Is that what it is?
We like women. We're programmed to do so.
You heard this station. Outside of one show, you ever hear anyone talk about girls?
It is a little gay. There's 2 or 3 very lonely men with very small things who need to hear this.
What? You saying that sports is
gay?
12:47, that's a little preview of what's coming up at 2 o'clock. Controversial Charlie Sheen's 9/11 interview begins to attract media attention, says Raw Story. Doesn't come any rawer than Raw Story. What are you guys eating today, by the way, from...
I had a chicken Caesar salad.
John the Baker, yes?
I had sausage and peppers and a Caesar salad.
And a Caesar salad, but no sloppy sausage sub?
No.
Not today.
Why not?
Well, it's kind of sloppy.
How about some of them big garlic rolls?
You need to wear an apron and gloves, unless you want to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah. I thought that was just to visit the QMT room. You need an apron and gloves. What about the garlic rolls?
Oh, they're here.
Yeah.
I'm not eating any. I'm staying on the straight and narrow.
Well, good for you. 987 votes on the poll. I beg your pardon?
I had a few.
I'll bet. Probably about
30, man.
An interview with Charlie Sheen is gaining some steam. On Monday, Sheen starred the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men. And the multiple Oscar-winning film Platoon talked with GCN Radio Network's The Alex Jones Show, speaking of a loose change, and explained why he had trouble believing the official 9/11 story advanced by the Bush administration and the 9/11 Commission. It's like they want to pigeonhole all of us into conspiracy nutbags when we're not debating things that are related to UFOs bringing down the towers of Building 7 or the Pentagon. And so it feels like there are things in there that we're not the conspiracy theorists on the particular issue, said Sheen. It seems to me like 19 amateurs with box cutters taking over 4 commercial airlines and hitting 75% of their targets. That feels like a conspiracy theory. You follow what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
CNN Showbiz Tonight played extended segments from the Sheen interview last night, then followed up with an extended discussion on some of the unanswered questions with the producer of a National Geographic documentary on 9/11 and the media coordinator of 911truth.org. I'm one of these people who believes that anyone who takes everything that's been spoon-fed to us by the government from wherever about what happened on 9/11 is being naive. Showbiz Tonight anchor A.J. Hammer admitted during the broadcast, when I say this to people sometimes, they look at me like I'm kind of nuts, and they go like, just like that, they go. Earlier Wednesday, Jones complained of a mainstream media blackout on the Sheen interview. Despite a huge reaction amongst the alternative media to Charlie Sheen's comments on 9/11, in part due to a brief link on the Fudge Report, which was mysteriously pulled after a few hours. Oh, Richard Mellon-Scaife must have been on the phone with Miss Fudge. Newswires and entertainment outlets have actively sought to impose a blackout on the story, Jones and Paul Joseph Watson wrote at Prison Planet. According to Jones and Watson, a major wire service expressed interest in writing an article, but Jeff Williams of the L.A. Associated Press Office allegedly informed them, I know all about Charlie Sheen, I don't care what he says, before cutting off the phone call. Oh yeah, I know about him. The Sheen story ran at a few conservative websites on Wednesday, including Human Events Online and Red State, referring to Jones' radio show as left-wing or liberal. Sheen's interview has started to become fodder for the gossip columnists. See, there's that word again, for your fodder. Today's edition of the New York Post contains a page 6 item on Sheen, though the Defamer, an online gossip site based in L.A., first wrote it up Tuesday. Charlie Sheen has joined the 9/11 Gone Bonkers Brigade, reads the Post, the right-wing Post, that's Rupert Murdoch. The Two and a Half Men star gave a bizarre interview on the GCN Radio Network's conspiracy-minded Alex Jones show, in which he suggested that the federal government was covering up what really happened on 9/11. Also today, the Boston Herald, another right-wing rag, took note of the story in its Inside Track section, calling Sheen the estranged husband of Denise Richards, who is better known for his affinity for prostitutes and gambling than his Homeland Security credentials. See, it's the old smear and schmear, man, every time.
What does he know?
Many outlets may be shying away from the interview due to the fear of being associated with the controversial Alex Jones, who's written extensively about a purported plot by several governments to compose a new world order. According to Wikipedia, Jones rejects being labeled a conspiracy theorist and prefers to be known as an independent investigative journalist. Let me say that I've been a fan of yours for a long time, Sheen told Jones in the interview. I've been a fan of your documentaries. Your research is tireless, and it's interesting because a lot of these guys just sort of look behind their notes, and you start to discover their inconsistencies in a lot of the claims they're making, which torpedoes the credibility of most of their substance. But with you, that's not the case. And then he gave him a big kiss. Additional excerpts from the Sheen interview taken from a transcript made by Human Events Online. A couple of paragraphs. There was a feeling it just didn't look any commercial like any commercial jetliner I've flown on any time in my life. And then when the buildings came down later on that day, I said to my brother, call me insane, but did it sort of look like these buildings came down in a controlled demolition? Everybody's not familiar with the famous Andrew Card/Bush ear whisper at the elementary school. He says that whole incident is problematic to me. It was broadcast 3 days in advance. His schedule was. So conservatively, if that event was broadcast live, how many people in the state of Florida knew where he was at that specific point in time? If he was being informed the second plane hit, America was being attacked, isn't he then putting everyone in his immediate circle at great risk? It seems to me upon the revelation of that news that the Secret Service would grab the president and remove him as if he were on fire from that room. Never thought about that, did you?
No.
Because strategies don't go together overnight for a major invasion, they're very well calculated and very well planned, at least in this government. And a statement that Bush made following, what did you think when the first plane hit? And he said he was watching it like everyone else. I guess that's one of the perks of being president. You get access to TV channels that don't exist in the known universe. Yeah, we're all watching it live, weren't we, when the first plane hit? Not.
Right.
No. We're watching the fire, watching all the aftermath and the afterbirth. People came running in the studio and said, oh, a plane hit the World Trade Center. We all turned it on. Because we were watching some filthy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Charlie Sheen. By the way, I would watch Loose Change, but if that doesn't inspire you, nothing will. $9.91. We'll have that 1,000 by the top of the hour, Josh. You're safe again. You are safe.
All right.
Means you owe me $1,000. 5670560. Pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. In fact, if we get to 1,000 by 1 o'clock, all the votes we get in the 1 to 2 hour, Josh owes me $1 for each one. We got $9.94 already. So you better get that raise. I'll tell you that. You better start jumping up and down like Rumpelstiltskin and getting some action on that deal. I don't understand it. I mean, they just ignore you now? That's because you're associated with the show and you're not Jewish.
Here's what to understand, okay?
Yeah, nothing.
There is no deal.
Even Monty Hall can't believe it. Let's go back to that again. Deal or no deal? And you're saying no deal. How about raw deal? We just had raw story.
Yeah, he got that deal.
You got the raw deal?
I did.
Well,
yeah.
some people like raw deals. Some people like raw. I like the raw story. That's a damn good website, baby. We got a link to that on our thing or not? We probably do. We better have. Better have one, Eric. A link to raw story. I don't want to get butchy and bitchy with you, but let's go. Isn't that one of your very favorite websites, along with the CapitolHillBlue.com
yes,
and Doug Thompson?
And
the Smirkling Chimp, of course, goes without saying.
Yeah.
The Smirkling Chimp.
Don't leave them out.
WQAM.
What's up, Neil?
Yes, sir.
I guess they're saying that Charlie Sheen's part of the Film Actors Guild, the FAG.
The what?
The
Film Actors Guild. Like
the FAGs, yeah.
Yeah. One thing, I just want to give you my breakdown of a radio schedule. Sirius only every time except for 10 to 2 when you're on, obviously.
Thank God.
And most of the time, I mean, I try to get into Mandich, but, you know, when he gets into that basketball crap, I'll turn it off.
Right.
But,
yeah.
But other than that, Mandich is good. All right, Neil. Love you. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Well, there you go. Okay, Sirius. Now, the fact of the matter is, and now, again, we said what radio station other than QAM. Now, Sirius the next time another station, but it would have been really stupid if I wouldn't have put those on there. You know, I did some stupid things on this poll, but I'm not that stupid. Because Mo taught me one thing. You don't want to be called stupid.
That's right.
1001. You don't mind being called like, other things. Like the pipe smoker. And Gladys and, what was it? Gladys and what?
Ginger.
Oh, Ginger Rogers. Other than QAM, we got 1,001 votes, Josh. Man, you're gonna be in deep doo-doo by 2:00. You're gonna be in the minus column. I don't listen to any other station. 18.5%, 185. Our loyal Neil Rogers listeners. Thank God for them.
Neil, God.
They're glued to it. Or maybe they got the crystal radio. Sirius 147. Sirius is kicking ass. That's all Howard, I'm sure. Or maybe Martha Stewart. Or maybe Lynn Samuels, that fag hag. WYNZ, Scare America 109. Waxy 790, 88. XM 78. Joe Costello and who else?
Opie and Anthony.
Oh, Opie and Anthony. That's right. That got screwed over by Howard Stern. WLRN 63. WIOD 63. WBig 58. Magic 43. Kiss 31. And after that, they're not kissing too much.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
The president late Tuesday striking back at his critics, both Democrats and Republicans, who charge the administration is dropping its guard by allowing an Arab company to manage 6 major U.S. seaports.
Bush is throwing his presidency. He's smart but dumb-witted under the surface. What's this thing with the UAE? Controlling our port fees, leaving us confused.
United Arab Emirates controlling America's ports.
Every choice that he makes is another mistake to you.
George Bush makes many mistakes. He sure makes many mistakes.
He's become so dumb, like God, but no one hopes or should be fired. How much more can we bear? Becoming petty and so freaking cruel. Look around, you'll see we're all getting screwed.
I think it's a terrible signal to friends around the world that it's okay for a company from one country to manage the port, but not a country that is plays by the rules and has got a good track record from another part of the world. Can't manage the port.
What are you going to do about it? You fairy.
Okay, now we're talking. 101 at 560 WQM. It's our big, gigantic, smelly 1 to 2 hour. Happy Thursday to you. What time's the Marlin game on? Oh, damn it, 6:50. Ooh, too late.
Unacceptable.
New poll shows Bush slipping in the South. Conservative columnist blames handling of Iraq public relations. In other words, it's the facts aren't what's bothering him.
That's right.
They're just doing bad PR. Republicans are losing ground in Georgia and Florida over Bush's handling of the Iraq war, according to a new poll previewed by conservative columnist Raw Story has discovered. The poll, which has surveyed 4,000 people in southern states, finds that Bush has higher disapproval ratings than approval ratings. He won both states in 2004. Georgia and Florida Excerpts from the column by Matt Lowry, a one-time staffer, a former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. The final comprehensive results of the poll weren't complete when this column was filed. Over 4,000 interviews have been conducted, however, enough to render persuasively alarming news for the GOP. For example, in the popular states of Florida and Georgia, more respondents want the Democrats to control Congress next year than they do the Republicans in Georgia and Florida. Bush won both states in 2004, and yet he now has higher disapproval ratings than approval ratings. In Georgia, his disapproval rate approaches 50%. In Florida, it's 55%. 55%. Ought to be 95% if any of you have got a brain. It gets worse for Republicans. To which we say, all right. Initial polling results seem to show that the disapproval of Washington Republicans is starting to translate into possible votes against GOP candidates this fall in statewide races back home. Most of these are races in which Republicans would expect to hold obvious upper hands. Lowry blames Iraq. The deceptively simple truth about all this is that while most Americans aren't wild about the Iraq venture, it's not something that dominates their lives and thoughts. More accurately, it wouldn't cause them dark dreams if the president would stop picking at this geopolitical scab on his face before it becomes a gaping wound. Oh, he's picking at it. The press is scoring at will, to quote the sports phrase. To cite another one, George W. Bush is getting an assist on each of their goals. Every day, with each new speech or press conference on Iraq, he voluntarily digs himself deeper and deeper into a hole. The media simply reports on his descent. Soon he may dig himself through to the other side of the globe and pull his party mates in Congress through with him. We can only hope and pray. From his mouth to God's butt.
Oh, please.
Yes. 5670560. Let's take a flurry of calls, a Theo flurry of calls this hour. Pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Let's build it up. Let's heat it up for Geldy, okay? So when he sits in the chair, he'll have a hot butt. Clarence said he already does.
Hey,
QAM,
Neil, how
hello.
you doing?
What is it?
I said, hello, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, hey, listen, in reference to last night, Shaq's going to pay your bills.
Yeah, okay, great. Boring. Oh, so boring. We care about the NBA and Shaq and all of that garbage like we wouldn't wish it on Hitler. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. With all due respect to Pat Riley, who loves this show and has got enough brains to realize this is where it's at. Thanks a lot, Pat. It's where it's at. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, it's your old buddy,
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey.
Yeah.
There's a cruise ship fire off Jamaica.
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Since I have no life, I went online and I found out.
I have no life.
Yeah, I found out Mo's working Saturday in New York, so I plan on calling him and trying to have him have a meltdown.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Do a good job. Too quick with the finger there. He was doing a really good doy off. Not too bad. 5670560. Boy, look at this phone, man. Pretty weak. Pretty weak. Wait till that 14-minute delay catches up, though. Once they catch on, then we'll be in big trouble. Pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless lines. Your thoughts. Oh. Your thoughts.
Yeah, we'd have to dump them.
Ba-bloop, ba-bloop. That's your thoughts. Hey, if I were there, I'd be thinking the same thing. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
QAM, yes.
Haitians.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, I'm going to be over here on University and Miami Gardens Drive. You think you can get Josh to bring the promotional van over?
Yeah, the van will be there in 10 minutes. Okay, no sweat. Just hang out. Just hang your head out the window. We'll find you. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Did you know on March 28th on NBC there's a new show apparently that Phil Henry's doing?
And?
A TV show.
Are you sure?
I can't believe that he's actually going to be viewable. He definitely has a face for radio.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, it's boring. We don't care. 567, we don't care about Phil Henry whatsoever.
Okay.
Whatsoever. Total sellout, total phony. And, he had that really original, unique act that was really unique and original until it got real stale. 5670560. How's Margaret doing? Pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless lines. WQAM, hello.
Hi, I'd like to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Hi, Neil. How's it going?
All right.
Hey, listen, have you seen The Smartest Men in the Room about the Enron scandal?
No.
I suggest you check it out. I saw it and it blew me away. How these guys and the Bushes were in cahoots. I mean, it's unbelievable. So go ahead and grab it, okay?
I'll grab it.
All right, man.
Thanks. With your permission. How come we haven't heard about those energy meetings, those secret energy meetings? I'll tell you how come we haven't, because America, subservient, the media subservient, and the Democrats are a bunch of wimps. That's why. How about your Kenny Boy was in those meetings? You know, Kenny Boy Lay, that used to be their good buddy, right. Old Kenny Boy that they never heard of before? Just like Jack Abramoff. Who's that? Who dat?
Yeah, never met him.
Every single time. Who dat? And the public is ba-beep, ba-ba. You see, Eddie, that's why this show is so beautiful, because it really reflects not just Florida or South Florida, it reflects America. I mean, dumber than sawdust, man. You can't complain about the education in America because there isn't much of any, and most Americans haven't got any idea what any place else is like. They think there's probably 4 feet of snow here on the ground because I'm in Canada, you know. That's
Isn't
what
there
I used to
always
think when I was a
year-round?
kid. That's what I always thought when I was a kid. First
I thought
time
you were
we
a
went
kid
to
up
Niagara
there.
Falls. I beg your pardon?
I thought you were a kid up there.
No, I'm a kid when I'm down there. 63, I'm like a teenager. No, there's a lot of young people here. I'm an old fart here. Believe me. Old. Ancient. And proud of it. Old troll. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, you were
Yes,
talking
sir.
about cruise ships, and I didn't hear the story of the 15-year-old German girl got drunk on one of the cruise ships and went right on over, just puking over the railing and fell right off the ship. You didn't have that you didn't get that report yet?
She did what? She puked her guts out.
She was 15. They were selling her liquor in the bar.
Well, of course.
On the cruise ship. And she went to puke over the railing and fell off at it within her sentence. This happened a couple of days ago.
I'll be
They were over
I
there
should
from
teach her
Germany.
not to do that again. Could you understand what he was saying, man? That was the mushiest sounding phone. That was puked over the railing. Maybe he was puking. Maybe he threw up a little in his mouth while he was trying to tell me that story. I wouldn't blame him. Sounds pretty gruesome. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hi, how you doing?
Great. Still doing great.
Oh, great. Listen, just to let you know, Chris Bush is listening to this radio.
Okay, good. We're not interested. But we hope the two of you have a sweet time. WQAM, hello. QAM. Isn't that great that they're still around?
Oh, yeah.
They ought to be
They
by
always
now.
will.
By now, and certainly don't look as good as they used to. But they're just as annoying. QAM, yes.
Yes, good morning. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
How you doing, Neil?
Yeah.
Hey, Neil.
Another mushy phone. I don't want to talk to people with mushy phones, okay? If you got a bad phone, stay away. I mean, with the technology that we got right now, even on my BlackBerry, I can make a better call than a lot of you are making. These phones of yours, crap. Swill. Have a swill time. So let's see. How much does Josh owe me now? What I say, $10 for each vote over 1,000? $55. $550. It's only $110.
All right, I'll pay you when I get that deal done.
You're going to be broke. Yeah, when you sign that big deal, man. When Norma Kent gets you the big deal done. You know Norma? Who's oblivious Newton-John? Oh, brother. I could have been a contender, baby. I could have been a something in my life. I was watching that Mike Wallace thing last night with Larry King, and I'm thinking about that last lunch I had with Larry on Biscayne Boulevard at a restaurant no longer there. Biscayne and 125th. I'll never forget that day. What a BS artist. I talked to Bill Vines, and you're going to have the 7 to 10 at IOD. It's all set. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. A man who BS'd his way to making millions, and still to this day, never paid back any of the people he ripped off a dime. Oh, he's nice suspenders, though, Larry, and a nice bag. You notice how Mike Wallace kept wincing and wincing? Probably could smell that bag, the slop over. Mike Wallace is 88. He don't look a day over 90, you know, and he's okay. I showed some clips of the old interviews he did with people that he really pissed off. It was good. Nice going, Mike. And then his son Chris, who looks. Did you ever see Chris Wallace?
No.
He is the most bizarre man. He makes Gilbert look like Brad Pitt. He's the most bizarre looking thing.
Wow.
He looks like the spaceship must have landed a long time ago, 58 years to be exact. And he was the first one that crawled off. Very strange. Maybe that's why he's on Fox. It's a strange network for strange people. You know, being outdoors a lot in South Florida, you really need comfortable shoes when you're waddling around all over the place. So the only place to go for those shoes, take good care of those tootsies, is Brandy's shoes in Pompano Beach. Pompano Beach, I remember that. That's where Pompano Park is. Brandy's carries major brands like Florsheim, Echo, Mephisto, Rockport, Hush Puppies, New Balance, tons of other name brands in all sizes for men and women. And they even carry widths and that are hard to find sizes, too. Wide widths for like big fat feet. Brandy's is the largest independent shoe retailer in all of South Florida. When you see the selection and value you get at Brandy's, you'll understand why I've been telling you for years how great they are. And they are. Go see our good friend Arnie. He'll get you the right-fitting shoes for your feet at the right price. Brandy's isn't like those department stores where you have to wait forever to get service. Then they tell you, oh, the shoe that you like, that you picked out, we don't have that in your size. The only thing they do at all at Brandy's is shoes, so you know that they know their crap, and you don't have to worry about size, selection, or personal-friendly service. Brandy Shoes, you'll find them at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach between Atlantic and Copans on the east side. You can't miss it. Brandy's open every day, Monday through Saturday till 9, Sundays till 5, and right now is a stupendous time to buy men's shoes at Brandy's if you're size 14 and over. Take $10 off on all men's brands, and check out their men's and women's Hush Puppies on sale 20% off this week. So be sure to get your way into Brandy's this week, or shop online at brandyshoes.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM. Of the Bride, Cheaper by the Dozen, and the Pink Panther. They all have one thing in common. They're all bad remakes starring Steve Martin. Excuse me! Now, Hollywood's biggest hack is back with the Steve Martin Remake Collection, featuring classic films rehashed as only Steve Martin can, like Gone with the Wind.
Frankly, my dear, excuse me!
Taxi Driver.
Are you talking to me? Well, excuse me!
Titanic.
Excuse me! I'm king of the world!
Buy the Steve Martin Remake Collection today, and then do as Steve Martin does and buy it again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
Ultra Base, 116 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you. Restaurant beef turns into a brawl. A stop at the drive-thru turned ugly for a Pembroke Pines family that just wanted some fries. Well, that'll teach you people to be eating fries. What have I told you about that? Quit eating them damn fries.
No, they're good.
Not good for you. They'll kill you. Kevin Gillis didn't have it his way when he pulled into a Burger King drive-thru to buy some fries for his kids. He argued with the clerk over the change. Things got hot. The next thing Gillis knew, police said the clerk had climbed out of the drive-up window, sucker punched him in the face, and lunged at his wife. The Pembroke Pines father pulled into the drive-thru lane of the fast food spot near I-595 and University Drive in Davie Saturday afternoon, ready to pay for 2 orders of fries for his daughters, ages 4, 6, and 7. They were greeted rudely by 18-year-old Michael Perez, according to Dana Gillis, who was sitting in the truck with her husband. The girl squeezed in between. He snatched the $5 bill from my husband's head, said Dana Gillis, 38. Kevin Gillis wanted to give the employee some extra change in order to get the bills back. Perez said, "It's too late. I don't want your change," said Dana. The two men, I wonder if she's kidding Dana Bash. Or is that Dana Bash?
Dana Bashed.
The two men cursed at each other. They were so loud, a customer in the car behind Gillis said he heard the heated exchange, police said. Perez, hired a few days earlier, told police that Gillis insulted him with a racial slur. The Gillises had started to pull forward to get their food when Dana Gillis saw Perez, 6'1", 192 pounds, climbing out through the drive-thru window. I told my husband, "He's coming," she said. "Oh, I got a line for that, but we better not. We'll get Joyce."
Just move along.
Perez reached through the driver's side window and punched Gillis in the face, leaving a small cut, police said. Dana Gillis got out of the truck with her daughters and said Perez lunged at her. "I thought he was going to hit me and it was going to hurt," she said. "No, he was going to hit you, but it wasn't going to hurt." Kevin Gillis jumped out of the truck and tackled Perez on the curb. Burger King employees called the police, who arrested Perez. He was charged with burglary and battery, held without bond in the Broward County Jail. How you like that? I guess they didn't get it their way, huh?
They got it some way.
Now Tank Carter has even more time to think about how much he enjoyed that Super Bowl party. You know Tyrone Tank Carter?
No.
Oh, that's not the same person. He's the brother of Tyrone Carter. I bet you Josh knew that.
I did not.
Oh. A judge increased jail time from 6 months to 5 years for the brother of Steelers safety Tyrone Carter because he failed to report to prison on time for driving with a revoked license. Suspended license. Tank Carter went to the Super Bowl and instead said he had no regrets. He was to report to a Broward County prison January the 6th, but decided against it when his brother told him the Steelers had a good chance of going to the Super Bowl. "Even knowing what I know, I would do it again. It was the greatest game in my life," said Carter, who watched the Steelers beat Seattle from the 50-yard line in Detroit February 5th and partied with rapper Snoop Dogg after the game. Tyrone Carter said he would have done the same thing for his brother. The two have been close since growing up in a rough section of Pompano Beach, and winning the Super Bowl meant we finally made it together, Tyrone said. On Tuesday, Broward Circuit Judge Stanton S. Kaplan upped the jail time from 6 months to 5 years. So I'm glad they had a really good time because he might have some more really good times. You don't know.
That's right.
From Pompano Beach, no less. Wow, how embarrassing. That's where Pompano Park is. Other than WQAM, and by the way, if you see Troy Stratford, just smack him up the side of the head real hard. See, that was from Neil.
I will and then run.
Why is that? Oh, that's right. He was a football player.
That's right.
Yeah, but he used the soap. Although he was the guy that told us about that Dow body wash. Well, you know what that means.
Gay.
1,048 votes on the poll. I don't listen to other stations, 192. Other than QM, what music? Well, what radio station you listen to the most? Yeah, music station. Don't listen to other stations, 192. Sirius, 158. Not a station, but a radio. WINZ, 116. Not a station, but Air America. Waxy, 790. The Ticket, 92. XM, 79. WLRN, 69. WIOD, 65. That is disconcerting. Must be some Nazi spies. Big, 58. Magic, 45. Kiss, 34. Coast, 22. Gloves, 94, 14. They've been stuck on 14 forever, and they should be. They should be stuck. Radio Smegma, WMGE, 14. WRMF, Rockin' Mother, 13. WKPX, 12. Power Hour, 96, 12. WVUM, 11. Oh, boy, they're moving on up. Y100, 11. WHDR, 9. EDR, 7. Radio Amor, 3. WRGP at FIU's got a pair. All right. WFTL, 2. Waves, 2. I think that's Haitian. WMBM, what is it? MBM 2. I think that's Haitian for that guy that's all whipped up into a frenzy. Probably rode one of them jitneys and got pissed off. Don't get on there again, idiot. WQBA, La Cubanissima 2. WJNA 1. WHOT 1. And that's it. Radio Mambi and Radio Ritmo and WRMA and WMIB and WSDJ and WCMQ and WSUA, Radio Suave. Out of 1,052 votes, among all of them. Among and between all of them. Got nothing. Oh, here's this story. That one, it's back on my fax machine. Back on my printer. Maybe the Democrats are starting to grow like a little teeny tiny something. You know, a little fuzz first. Little fuzz. Senate Democratic leader Harry Reid called President Bush dangerously incompetent yesterday and said the administration ought to be doing more to prevent increasing sectarian violence in Iraq. Where is Condoleezza Rice? Why isn't she over in the Middle East as the chief diplomat of this country should be, trying to get the political forces to form a government over there, Reid told the ANP. Rice is currently in the Bahamas to meet with 14 foreign ministers and the Secretary General of the Caribbean Community and Common Market, a regional trade bloc known as CARICOM. Reid said the U.S. was failing 3 different ways in Iraq. Military efforts have lagged, the economy is crippled by decreased oil production and frequent power outages, and attempts to form a national unity government are behind schedule, he said. Criticism of the president's been steadily increasing among Democrats, even fellow Republicans, while Bush poll numbers continue to slide because of the war in Iraq. The much-criticized effort by an Arab company to oversee operations at some U.S. ports, and the government's response to Katrina, many lawmakers trying to distance themselves from the president as congressional elections draw closer. Why isn't he spending time with these leaders in the Middle East trying to get this government formed, Reid said, as he lambasted the lame effort. He described the conditions in Iraq as low-grade civil war. I don't know how you define civil war, he said. We know they're killing an average of 50 Iraqis a day. It's at least a low-grade civil war, that's for sure, he said. Reid also responded to comments the president made Tuesday when he said his successor in the White House would likely be responsible for deciding when U.S. troops leave Iraq. To me, it shows how dangerously incompetent he is, Reid said. Stay the course, mission accomplished, bring them on. The American people are sick and tired of that. We need to change course in Iraq. I think the president burying his head in the sand is not going to do the trick. The ostrich president. Here's a fax you just sent. Oh, look at this. Wow,
yeah, well, there's more to it. That's just the first page. I'll hang on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Woo! We're coming up to the 10th anniversary of the death of She, 103.5. So this poll should be in a pro. Actually, it's a we've done this one, but we could do it again. What radio station or format do you miss the most? AM and FM and PM and BM?
I miss music.
I miss radio. Maybe someday we'll get back into it. Not with this current regime, I'll tell you that. You see Duff again, to give him a kick in the ass. Oh, he might like it. Going from left to right on AM dial, start with Ken Malden, and Larry Stein nights at 710 GBS. It says, why isn't Ken PD of QM? What's wrong with you people? Oh, he don't want no part of that, I'm sure. He'd like to live a few more years. 790 WFUN. Oh. Do we have one of them jingles? Oh, yeah. WFUN, 79. Another hour of civic
Unbelievable.
940 WINZ with Cousin Brucey before went to New York when the station was top 40. Cousin Brucey sucks. He's an idiot. He's a real a-hole. And or when they were a semi-decent all-news format being balanced with Talk at Night when you and Stan Major were there. He sucked, but Joyce was mildly annoyingly entertaining. Joyce? Oh, I see. He sucked Joyce. I see. Was it? What are their call letters this year? They're back to WINZ. Talk about a bunch of morons over there at Cheap Channel. Maybe they'll recover now that David Ross is out of there. 1320 WLQI Hollywood, the music of your life. Well, what is this? Oh, God. This goes on and on about Russ Morley. I know he's an idiot. RMF. I know all about him. He was a JNO. This is from a radio groupie, either a radio groupie or more likely a radio inside person. TMI. Where's the music? Party radio. I want to tell you about party radio, by the way, how long that would last, that stuff. That Euro pop tech, whatever that was.
One dance song over and over again?
Yeah, Darude. And then Zeta for yada. Okay. Well, whatever. Maybe we'll do that poll again. But boy, oh boy, get a life already.
So,
I have no life.
If the audience could see the length of that fax and the verbiage in there, on and on. Oh God.
So you want me to send you page 2?
No. No, thank you. In fact, thank you for saving another maple tree. 1,058 votes on a poll. Let's see, $580, Josh shows me. It's just not even 130 yet.
This is Neil Rogers. Ahoy! This is 560 QAM.
$1,000 and one Cadillac.
Hey, everybody. The Toy Toy Man is back again.
What are you going to do about it?
He's gonna do the Toy Toy dance. So take a piece of the stick dance. Come on and toy. Yeah, toy. Come on and toy. Toy with the Toy Toy Man. Toy, 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 yeah. Hey, everybody. For the dancing toy toy who don't know. Put it on a pair of checkered pants and shuffle across the floor. And then you toy. Yeah, toy. Toy with the Toy Toy Man. Toy, 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 yeah.
Speak with the toys. This here's about toys. And that I never said. Stand up.
Listen to the big shot over here. How's your show doing, huh?
Don't see here.
I'm the one who's right now. What are you doing all day? Shopping for jelly shoes?
Why, you know, get over here. I will.
You know, even the Duffmeister said he'd be gelling like a felon if he could ever start selling. 132, 28 before Geldy at 2 o'clock in the 2 to 4 revolving slot. Here's a fax that says, Neil, I saw 2 good movies yesterday. Both are very intense and have interesting twists and climaxes. Oh, I can't say that. Give a History of Violence and the Ice Harvest Look. I've seen a lot of good previews and stuff on History of Violence.
I want to see it.
I'm going to get it.
It's okay.
You seen it?
I just saw it over this past weekend.
Okay, but not great.
It ain't great.
Okay.
Well.
Got a copy of it?
No.
No.
Well, why not? You know, we keep bringing you all these movies. I'll tell you one thing. No wonder they're not giving you the new deal. Yeah.
Who's we?
Me and George.
What movie have you given me besides, the sleepy one?
To George, did you know that one of the girls on the L Word is one of the former members of the Murmurs?
I do now, and I just looked her up, and the answer to the question is no, she's not cute.
I don't get Showtime, but I've heard you say that you watch. Is she hot? No. Is the show good?
They're lesbians.
Then it says impeach Bush and sign Tarpoon, or is that Tarpoon Springs? I don't know. Tampon, whatever. So don't see a History of Violence X. I don't know.
It's all right. It's not great, On
a scale of 10?
I'll give it a 6.
We sent you, so we gave you some other movie that you watched. What did we give him that we forced him to watch that he actually liked?
Well, he said we. I didn't give him movies all the time. What did you send?
Well, something that I sent you, and then you gave it to him. What was it? Whatever it was. Maybe I didn't. Although we do have 1,074 votes, that's $740. I was thinking, no, actually, what he ought to do is just endorse the check and send it back to me next time I send one. Or, better than yet, I just won't send it.
I'll just accept it.
What are you going to do about it, you fairy?
Here's John Nichols, who not only writes for The Nation on a regular basis, but also is author of a book called The Rise and Rise of Richard P. Cheney, Unlocking the Mysteries of the Most Powerful Vice President in American History. John Nichols, he's excellent. One of the best on The Nation. You read The Nation?
No.
Oh. Well, when you're putting the stories on there, you don't check The Nation?
When I'm doing the stories, yeah, I check the Nation.
All right, just checking. Tossed a softball question during Tuesday morning's press conference about whether he should be censured for ordering warrantless wiretapping of phone conversations during a time of war. President Bush fell back on the lie that Americans must surrender liberties and the rule of law itself in order to be made safe from terrorism. The question, a virtually verbatim repeat of talking points circulated by the Republican National Committee, was about as generous a setup as the president's ever gotten in a press conference. Thank you, sir, began Carl Cameron, who serves as Fox News' always-on-bended-knee chief correspondent in the court of King George. On the subject of the terror surveillance program, not to change the tone from all this emphasis on bipartisanship, but there have now been 3 sponsors to a measure to censor you for the implementation of that program. The primary sponsor, Russ Feingold, has suggested that impeachment is now out of the question. And on Sunday, the number 2 Democrat in the Senate refused to rule out that pending investigation. What, sir, do you think the impact of the discussion of impeachment and censure does to you in this office and to the nation during a time of war and in the context of the election? Bush was, needless to say, ready for the Cameron inquiry. Grabbing hold of the time of war references the lifesaver was intended to be, the president said, I think during these difficult times, and they are difficult when we're at war, the American people expect there to be an honest and open debate without needless partisanship. And that's how I view it. I did notice that nobody from the Democrat Party has actually stood up and called for getting rid of the terror surveillance program. You know, if that's what they believe, if people in the party believe that, they ought to stand up and say it. They ought to stand up and say the tools we're using to protect the American people shouldn't be used. They ought to take their message to the people and say, vote for me. I promise we're not going to have a terror surveillance program. That's what they ought to be doing. That's part of what an open and honest debate is. Of course, no prominent Democrat has ever suggested publicly, or to the extent that reporting is revealed privately, that it will be wise to do away with surveillance programs that are designed to thwart terrorism. What Democrats and Republicans have suggested is that the president ought to obey the law when ordering federal agencies to eavesdrop on U.S. citizens. This is long, by the way, so I'm just warning you in advance.
All right.
As Feingold, the Democratic senator from Wisconsin who raised the issue of censure last week, noted on Monday, at his press conference today, the president once again failed to tell the American people why he decided to break the law by authorizing a program to spy on Americans on American soil without court orders. Instead of offering any defense of the program's legality, the president shamelessly played partisan politics by implying that Democrats don't want to wiretap terrorists. This is flat out wrong, and the president knows it. Of course we should wiretap suspected terrorists, and under current law we can. The question is why the president believes he needs to break the law to do it. If Bush had acknowledged the legitimate bipartisan concerns about his spying program, and if he had pledged to obey the law in the future, it's doubtful that the issue of censure would have ever arisen. Bush knows this. Yet despite his pronouncements Monday, he's doing everything he can to prevent an open and honest debate by murking things up with false charges and claims regarding his critics. The prepped president used Cameron's question as a jumping-off point for an even more surreal assault on the truth when he attempted to confuse Americans with regard to the recent Patriot Act debate. I did notice that at one point in time they didn't think the Patriot Act ought to be reauthorized, they being at least a minority leader in the Senate. He openly said, as I understand, I don't want to misquote him, something along the lines that we killed the Patriot Act, said Bush, and if that's what the party believes, they ought to go around the country saying we shouldn't give the people on the front line of protecting us the tools necessary to do so. That's a debate I think the country ought to have. What the president conveniently failed to mention is that Senate Minority Leader, Nevada's Harry Reid, voted with the vast majority of Senate Democrats this month to reauthorize the Patriot Act in the form favored by the administration. While Reid and a number of Republican senators had earlier expressed support for efforts to temper some of the Patriot Act's most clearly unconstitutional components, they fell in line with the president when the votes were counted. To their credit, a bipartisan coalition of House and Senate members refused to back the Patriot Act in that final version, not because they want to take away the tools that fight terrorism, but because they believe, as did Benjamin Franklin, that those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. What Bush and a call for open and honest debate that was really a carefully choreographed attempt to create a false divide between supposedly tough-on-terror Republicans and supposedly soft-on-terror Democrats is the fact that some of the most conservative Republicans in Congress, including California Representative Dana Dorbacher, the chairman of the Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee on the House International Relations Committee, and Alaska Representative Dan Young, the third-ranking Republican in the House, who serves as a key member of the House Select Committee on Homeland Security, sided with Feingold in opposing reauthorization of the Patriot Act in the form promoted by the Bush White House. Arguing that there are enough laws already enacted on our books today that we don't need to create further laws that infringe upon the constitutional rights of every Alaskan, Young said in announcing his opposition to the Patriot Act, "I still feel this legislation was never fully thought out. We rushed to put together legislation that we thought would safeguard us from another terrorist attack. In the process, we created a bill that I feel takes away our constitutional freedom. Over 4 years have passed, and there have only been a few essential elements added to this bill. However, overall, this is still a bad piece of legislation," Young said. Those are the words of a prominent member of the president's own party. If George Bush was genuinely interested in an open and honest debate, he would acknowledge that the issue is not whether Republicans or Democrats want to fight terrorism. The issue is whether it's necessary to disregard the Constitution in that fight. If Bush believes that his is the appropriate course, then to paraphrase the president himself, he ought to take that message to the people and say, "I promise that I won't be bothered by the Bill of Rights." That, not his attempts to create a false discourse, would make George Bush a part of the open and honest debate he so disingenuously claims to desire, says John Nichols. Nice going, John. You go, boy. He's good. A lot of good comms on the nation, and you're not paying any attention to it. What? You better get more involved with your nation. We're a freedom-loving nation. You got to say it right, too. Like spelled with an S-H-U-N on the end. That's right, S-H-U-N. 1,085. We're going to make 1,100 votes by the top of the hour, and then Josh is going to be in deep doo-doo.
Hey, this is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
God.
Oh, well, I hate what they're doing on QAM. Putting that faggot back on again. I want what they had before. He's not my kind of guy.
Yay.
What the hell are they doing anyway? If a manly-sounding guy who's really gay, I want more Chris Moore. Cause his voice is real high. When I listen to the sports, a manly voice won't get my attention. But what really gets me stiff in the shorts, a squeaky high voice will give me an erection. Well, I hate what they're doing on QAM. Putting that faggot back on again. I'm going to miss hearing straight men with voice this high. Now I'll have to get deeper in the closet again so I can impress all the macho friends. Check out Chris Moore at night to help with paying the sign. Yeah, there ain't nothing like having macho sports guys whose voices have some cracks since they were 12 years old. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, stand up real close to the radio and press it on and get their voices on up there. It really makes my balls tingle. Yeah, and that crow, man. Well, he's smarter than my inbred brother. Yep.
Yeah, he sure stinks it out. It's 146. You know, that was the first thing I played on this station. Remember that first show?
That's right. I do.
Downstairs on the second floor. I played two bits back to back. That was one, and the other one was... I think this was...
Goodbye, IOD.
This was it.
The memories are all that's left of a station that once had fame. And for AM, that was quite a claim.
Are you sure?
Cops and Paxson were insane.
Anyway, I don't have time to play the whole thing because I want to tell you about a bad movie. Well, it's not really that bad. I told you I watched it before the ass end of it.
Mm-hmm.
American Hot Wax, the Alan Freed story.
Yeah.
Cleveland DJ that went to New York and became
right.
legendary, invented the phrase rock and roll.
That's right.
Well, I saw it almost from the beginning of the night, or at least as much as I could take, and then that was it.
I tried to watch that years ago when it first came out.
Well, you know who was in it?
Who was in it?
Maybe this explains why you couldn't watch it. Fran Drescher.
Uh-huh.
And a young Jay Leno.
Right.
You know, as much as I know how much I dislike Jay Leno now, this is like 1978, so it's like almost 30 years ago.
About 30, man.
He was so annoying, and he had a minor role in there. He played like one of the office flunkies there for Freed in the studio. But he just annoys me, Jay Leno. I don't know about you. I just don't like him.
I don't like him.
And who else was in it? Lorraine Newman.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of other people. Let's see. Well, it says on here, also look out for Melanie Chartoff. Can we say that? Moose Dreyer and Brenda Russell. Who the hell's Moose Dreyer? I know the Moosey Man. I know Bill Moose Scourin. I know that. Anyway, I don't see it. Give a copy to Josh. American hot wax.
Okay, I got it. I got some hot wax.
It's
peel it off my nipples.
Good. In fact, IMDb gives it a 6.3. That's about right. That's generous. 1,101 votes on the poll. Man, oh man, you owe me some serious cash, some shekels. 1,101. So you thought we'd be hard pressed to get to 1,000, didn't you? No,
not really.
Pretty easy poll. Should I tell you what tomorrow's poll is? We did this one before too. I'm bringing back some really old polls. Maybe I should read the list because I screwed up badly on this one today and left off LRN and screwed up some of the new. This is the problem when you bring back oldie moldies. Now here's a poll that obviously did I do this one or you did?
Well, tell me and I'll let you know.
Which of these women would you most like to see naked who you haven't seen naked already?
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no kidding. Excuse me.
Blast you.
And here's what we got on here. I added Angelina Jolie because you left her off.
She's been naked.
Yeah, she's
she's naked right now.
She's been naked more than once?
Oh, yeah. Frequently.
So everybody's seen Angelina Jolie. Oh, excuse me. Well,
All
that's
of
why
it.
That's why I wanted to ask because I wanted to put like some,
As a matter of fact, now that you've reminded me, I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Britney Spears, Anna Cornaholia, Barbara and Jenna Bush, the Bush twins.
Right.
Nikki Cox, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Foster Hewitt, Sandra Bullock, who was in the Crash, by the way, a very minor role,
right.
fell down the stairs because she was a rapist. Shania Twain, Mark Twain, Sofia Vergara, Tyra Banks, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Daisy Fuentes, Jessica Alba, Dolly Parton. Oh, come on. Jerry Ryan, Kristen Dunst, Christina Applegate, Barbara Eden, Faith Hill, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Julia Roberts. Now we've seen Julia Roberts naked.
No.
Haven't we?
No. Trust me.
Are you sure?
I'm the expert.
Okay. Heather Locklear, Jennifer Aniston, Martina Hingis, Jules Asner, Ed Asner, Winona Ryder, Mitch Ryder, Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera. Oh, God. Talk about the moosey man. There's the mousy chick.
Since that poll, she's let a nipple slip out. That still doesn't count, though.
Oh, that doesn't count. Shakira, Jenny Garth, Mariah Carey, Lauren Holly, Melissa Joan Hart, Elizabeth Filarski from Survivor, Cindy Margolis, sounds very Jewish to me.
Oy!
Tony Braxton, Allie Landry. How about Tom Landry? Oh, he's still dead? Beyonce Knowles, Vivica A. Fox, excuse me, Neve Campbell, Bridget Wilson, Tia Leone, Christine Brinkley, David Brinkley, Rebecca Hart, and Allie Larder.
Allie Larder.
Larder ass? Okay, so now can we do that safely tomorrow, or do we have to add some on there since then? How about, what's her name? She's
what's her
Jessica
name?
Simpson.
How about Jessica Biel?
Okay.
How about Howard Beale?
Let's put the Jessicas on there. Simpson and Beale.
Simpson.
Although Jessica Biel kind of got naked in that one magazine, John.
Kind of don't count. It's like kind of pregnant.
I'll show you the pictures after the show.
Oh, you're going to show it to him, huh? Jessica Simpson and Jessica Biel. Okay, I think we're good to go, as the saying goes. Oh, speaking of being in deep doo-doo, I've been saving this story. Bird droppings prompt Orlando warning signs. What did I tell you about those pigeons, man? Kill them. See a bird, kill it. Might have bird flu, man. Might be the end of the human race. Kill it. Signs warning of bird droppings were posted along a stretch in downtown Orlando this week after cars, benches, sidewalks, plants, and even people are hit and covered with white bird waste, according to a local Channel 6 Orlando news report. That's what they're talking about in Orlando is crap. The problem began when city workers removed cypress trees on Bird Island at Lake Eola in Orlando. The trees had to be removed because the bird droppings were polluting the water. Now, the birds have moved into the city and are covering anything and anyone between Lake Eola and Central Avenue with droppings. You have to brace yourself for the smell, downtown resident James Taylor said. It's really a bad stench. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting, like James Taylor. He's seen fire and rain, but never bird crap like this. I was walking the other day and got pooed on walking under the trees, Orlando resident Lisa Valentine. She got pooed on. Somebody told me it was good luck. You ever hear that?
No.
The white film cakes the light post along Lake Eola. I'm not pronouncing it. Well, they keep spelling it differently in here. No, it's Eola. This is bad. What is the Channel 6 Orlando website? They suck. Reporter Todd Jurkowski said it's on the sidewalks and on the plants, and if you walk funny, it's on your pants. Officials said Orlando city workers pressure wash a stretch of the sidewalk at least twice a week. Signs with the warning, caution entering bird dropping area were posted Tuesday. In my life, I've seen caution entering panther area or whatever, deer.
Yeah.
You ever seen caution entering bird dropping area?
No. Do they issue hats?
Hard hats. Don't sit on the benches unless you're very brave, President Jeff Miller said. Some people don't let the bird droppings bother them, continue to eat lunch around the droppings. Oh, jeez. Based on what I saw in that car, I got to believe there is no blank left in them, President Alex Hartley said. Oh. In other words, they're getting it all out of their system. Federal law prohibits the bird nest in Orlando from being disturbed. Watch Local 6 for more news on this story. In fact, I'm sure that I know what their motto is at Channel 6 in Orlando.
All the crap you can unwrap, all the slime, all the time.
And they're living up to it, evidently.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Rectum.
It's Dave. In Miami town.
Yes.
At 560 WQAM. If anybody has opinion dissenting from our way, we'll place your name into the system as enemy of the state. Don't even bother to question, just follow and obey. Everybody's turning fascist USA.
Absolutely.
In the act of patriotism, we're watching all of you. Everyone's under suspicion, so that's what you do. We've got information on all you mindless fools in Bush fatherland nation. Fascist USA. You gotta hate those Jews and Clinton liberals too. Believe everything we tell you on the state-run news. Blood war for corporate. Fill up your Escalade. A Reuben Cheney Bush menu. Fascist USA. We don't mind to see our jobs go. A bad economy's good. We're fascinated by J-Lo. Don't read no stupid books.
Rectum.
All now are embracing the Pax American way. Oh, everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA. Bye, bye, bye.